Yo, what's the deal? What's going on? What's going on? Mm-hmm. Let's get these shared up. Couple places here. Mm-hmm. Bam, there we go right there in Twitter. Okay. Uh, drop this on Facebook. Make sure Facebook's working. Okay, we live there. Check YouTube. Okay, we lit there too. Okay. All right. All right, we cooking with grease. Patrick, what's going on, Pat? Mm-hmm. Post this up real fast, and we can get it popping. How about Wells yesterday, man? He popped yesterday, and he looked pretty good. Um, Definitely did. Yesterday, he did what he's supposed to do. Capitalize off of him. Let's get this shit up here in a couple places here. Bam. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. West Side, what's up? What's up, West Side? What's going on? What's going on, West Side? This ain't my favorite slate today. I don't think. I don't think today. But yeah. I had an okay day yesterday, though, man. I had an okay day. I ain't even gonna lie. Just I got a little undisciplined on that New York Yankees game. Only bright spot and I mean looking at the numbers here on game day, everything lined up yesterday for Wells, and he went out there and had himself a game. So I capitalized off him, but I tried to do a little bit too much, and when you do a little bit too much, man, you have to pay for it. I wouldn't even say I was trying to have fun. I was just whatever, right? So at the end of the day, nice. So I see we got day and night over here. That's nice. So I can definitely filter things from day and night games. I'll be looking at that. I'll definitely be looking at that. You can see the day and night feature right there, time of day. Select says got whooped this weekend. I learned to not overthink shit. Ah ha ha ha. Candy, what's up, Candy? I'm glad for you to slide through. That's awesome, man. For you to slide through. Morning, everybody. A lot of people up trying to get to it, man. Today, like I said, today is not one of my favorite. It's not one of my favorite days. Okay. The trade deadline, what is it, tomorrow? So we got to be weary of a few things. We don't have to be weary of a few things, but it is what it is, right? Let me see something. Let me make sure my Twitter stream looking good, and then we can just about work, get it popping. Yeah, we looking good there. All right, so uh, as you see, my Twitter right here is at Denzel. Oops, right there. At Denzel1. You can see that. That is my Twitter right there. So if you really wanna, if you wanna follow me on Twitter, that's fine too. You know what I'm saying? Um, so at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? Um, uh, mm, Weather. Let's get to it, right? Weather. First and foremost, let's take a look at that. Um, Toronto and Baltimore game one. Low chance of a delay, high chance of an awesome hitting weather. Do you think that was man? I don't even know, man. My Cubs, my home team Cubs. I'm from the city too, my guy. My boys, man. I don't mess with the Sox. I've been a Cubs fan forever, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get into that a lot. But prospects. I'll tell you this. Tampa Bay has always been good at making moves, man. I don't know if we got fleeced or not. You know what I'm saying? Morel, who's that we gave up? Morel. Morel had he was having a good year last year. He had a down year this year. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Hope not. I'll just put it like that. I hope not. Game one, low chance of a delay, high chance of awesome hitting weather. So then we have that. Game two, Baltimore. We got a header here. Toronto at Baltimore. Game two, same story. Can't rule out a delay, but don't expect one. Love the hitting conditions. So I'm not going to be. Uh, um, that's Denise Johnson said, "What y'all think a Gunner gonna do today?" Um, so now, Denise. Um, now I know you on Facebook, so I'm live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube right now. But um, I don't know if you can see the. You can see them. Then I can put the comments up there. Okay, you can't see them, but you probably won't. On YouTube, I think you can see all the comments as it happens. But if you're on Facebook, you have to probably see the comments and when I put up there. But that's a comment for the chat. What y'all think Gunna gonna do? Uh, Gunner, we getting ready to get to it right now. I don't bet him. See, I cashed in off him, right? I bet a lot of hits, runs, and RBIs. I love that prop. As long as the base, I mean, I like to predict game flow. Coming over from a fantasy DFS player, I like to run a lot of stacks and stuff like that. So I like to bet when traffic is on bases and stuff like that, bet those type of games. So at the end of the day, I had already took they team total over the night before. I knew traffic would be on the bases. I knew the worst. We was pitching his worst versus left-hand batters. So I ended up taking his 2.5 hits runs and RBIs, which definitely cashed. So those are the types of bets that I make. I bet a lot of hits, runs, and RBIs, a lot. I think it's easier to predict game flow because hits, runs, and RBIs are different, right? That's how runs are put up. And you can hit your hit runs with RBIs without even getting a hit. See what I'm saying? So that's how the game is predicated. Even if you get, even if people get walked and all that, it's a wonderful prop. I don't know why people don't play it. I'm scared of him, but yeah, we can't see your comments. Y'all can't see the comments. You can see them when they go on the screen though, right? I'm quite sure of that. Let me see. You should be able to see them when they go on the screen. If it was on YouTube, you should be able to see everything, right? But I guess I can see them on. Let me slide over to Facebook and see what you see. Hmm. Okay, I see your comments. I'll run a check on that. I'll run a check on that. I will. I'll run a check on that. All right. So then, New York at Philadelphia, warm, humid, with winds blowing out. Enough rain to mention that there's a low chance of a delay, but not enough really worried about it, right? Um, Cleveland and Detroit, rain a little closer in. Detroit, as of now, models fade out, allowing storms and as it approaches the ballpark, allowing for a clean game. I'll leave it at yellow for now, and we'll lower it if the models and the radar cooperate with the current forecast. Seattle at Boston won't fully rule out a delay, but I very much so do not expect one. Don't expect a delay there. Minnesota and New York Mets, of all the East Coast games with the can't rule out a delay probability, won't get one forecast, this one is the most likely to see a delay. That being said, we probably still only have a 15% chance or so of getting one. So it is what it is, right? Chicago and Cincinnati. My initial thought is that I don't love it. Rain looks heavy enough to cause problems if it ends up over the ballpark, and a widespread enough to have a decent chance of doing exactly that. So we got orange on the Chicago game. Cubs, my Cubs. Um, they playing at Great American Small Park too. Texas at St. Louis. Storm should pop east of the ballpark and continue clearing farther east. I don't think we see any trouble here. Kansas City Royals at Chicago White Sox. Some light showers around early. Late start is possible. Anything beyond that seems quite unlikely, right? So we got some she said she want to put him for a hit. We're gonna get to it on that's the first game. The second game will probably be the one. Definitely, the first game we're gonna take a look at it. Right? We're gonna take a look at it. Oh yeah. Okay. You can see. Yeah. Ed. Pretty weird day yesterday, but I thought the game day joint was. He say. He say. He say. What a weird day yesterday, but I bought the game day joint for 15 last night. That's cool. That's clutch. After the first one, go back to the. I mean, you can go back to the $10 a month, and the first one will just help you with a lot of video, a lot of video stuff, and then with a lot of video guys. And then once you learn that, you can go back to the 10. And if you need any help, I got you. You already know that. Pitching House Montgomery over and Skeens over. I don't know. We're gonna get to it. Montgomery Skeens at a plus 140. I like that. Perp slid in with the yard prediction of Vladdy going yard first game. Shout out to Vladdy yesterday. He hit that bomb. I didn't bet it, but I took his hits runs and RBIs. So and then I live betted hits runs and RBIs, and he cashed that in too for me too. So shout out to Vladdy. I don't bet a lot of bombs, but they are so enticing. I tell you though, if you don't bet a lot of bombs, man, you bet the total bases, man. And then since FanDuel they got it where you can go up to up to four hits, runs, and RBIs. That's another alternate prop to bombs as well. All right, you don't always have to bet bombs. Betting total bases is for when for when I mean, you think he's gonna have a great game, and he goes out there and hit everything but a bomb, and then he goes out there and get 8, 10 total bases, but no home runs. You know what I'm saying? So FanDuel lets you go up to 5 pre-flop, and they let you laugh at them all the way up to whatever. All right, so let's get into the first game here, man. Wow. Shout out to y'all, man, showing the love, bro. I love it though, man. Mission is the profit and not deposit, and each one teach one. That's what I'm about, man. Like I said, if you guys want to follow on Twitter, I'm right there, right? I need to start posting more over there, but I'm right there at Denzel1, right there on the top. All right, so first game on the docket here, we got the Toronto Blue Jays at Baltimore Orioles. We got Rodriguez on the mound, we got Eflin on the mound, right? So, surprisingly, I didn't write nothing down for the Baltimore game. I took a glance over this game last night. I did see that these righties here for for Toronto, they look interesting, man, especially versus this pitch right here. So, let's see. Baltimore let's look at Toronto first. So Eflin will be making his debut today, right? Yes, he will. All right. We're gonna look at Eflin versus these righties. I do total basis when the wind conditions factor in calls. Not everybody can push through some crazy winds. Yeah, I mean yeah, for sure. But like I said, I mainly look at them when big ballparks, right? Ballpark factors, big ballparks where not a lot of home runs are getting hit in the ballpark. Notice like Oakland, for example. Um, that's a big ballpark. Pitchers Park, Seattle, Oakland. A lot of people don't hit home runs either because the park is big. Look at Lawrence Butler and look at Rooker and stuff. They hitting a lot of total bases and shit in there, right? They lifted them out of there too, but yeah. So it's a lot of things that factor in that total basis things in that total basis uh, uh, um, uh, uh, thing there. hmm Uh, right. So what I was looking at here, I did say what I was looking at. Oh yeah. So looking at the right hand hitters, he's throwing that sinker 42% of the time. Let's see that sinker. And we can actually start off right there, right? So take a look at these righties because I did want to point out the sinker. Um, um, so over the course of the last month, I would say here, since he's throwing that sinker 42% of the time, um, you got some people that seen that sinker here, okay, and they not striking out too much. See over here in the strikeout category, it's all green, right? It's all green. Ain't striking out too much versus his top pitch. That's a thing right there for me. That's a thing. Not striking out. I pretty much I really, really like that. That at least gives you a fighting chance to at least make contact with the ball, whether you're betting on hits, runs, or RBIs, stuff like that. Making contact is really, really big to me, right? So they're not striking out versus it, right? Then you got a couple guys over the course of a month. You got Kirk, he's 9 for 19. Justin Turner, 6 for 16. Probably gets a little better as I move it in versus that sinker, but I can move it in a little bit more. Like, let's see, 3 weeks is, start getting a little bit more tighter, but, it looks like this team likes the sinker here. So that's one thing, okay? Nobody's really got a bomb versus it over the last 3 weeks towards a month, but Danny Jansen or somebody like that, even I could bring it in the last 2 weeks, whatever the case may be, right? But that's only one pitch up there. That's one pitch up there, but like I said, this is one pitch that he throws a lot. Last 2 weeks, Justin Turner's 5 for 8 versus Kirk is 4 for 10. Big Vladdy, he's 3 for 4 versus it. Nobody's striking out versus it. So that's one thing, right? That actually he has working against him, Eflin, the pitcher. Now, look like my Twitter is froze. Let me see something. I might have to end my Twitter stream, man. Let me see. Look like it's froze over there. Oh, it's not. I guess whatever. I'm not gonna even look at it. So, that's one thing. Now I add in a couple more pitches, right? Sweeper curveball. So at the end of the day, I did want you guys to see that, right? That sweeper, that sinker. How these righties hit the sinker, right? So versus his pitch mix over the course of the last month, not. I mean, Vladdy's got one home run versus it. Danny Jansen down here, we've seen that. But so today was a day that I'm looking at all this stuff, but it's hard for me to pinpoint who I really really want to mess with. You know what I'm saying? Um, Man, I'm undecided about a lot today, man. I'm undecided about a lot, but good thing about this is I'm sharing information, and you can see right now some of these some of these guys here they green, okay? Mostly all of them. The top four guys should Ern Clement, Vladdy, and Justin Turner should be in the lineup. I'll just tell you that right now. And those guys' strikeout percentage is down, right? First, this whole pitch mix. So whatever you want to do, we know Vladdy has been insane, right? Um, Varsho is a lefty, and we talked about Varsho yesterday, bro. And no, yeah, he went yard. I said he had 1 yard the day before, then he went yard yesterday, right? So he's been on one, and I will get to the lefties right now. Per strikeouts, Tyon over, Wheeler under, Rodriguez over. We're gonna get to him, right? But I love that you're doing what you like out there. That's what's up. Look at the lefties here. Um, Look at the lefties here. So he's throwing that cutter 40% of the time. We'll look at that cutter first, right? Let's look at that cutter first. Then we'll keep it moving throughout the flick here, right? So first of all, looking at that cutter, uh, Varsho is the lefty here, and he hasn't looked good versus that cutter. Varsho will strike out either way it go. Over the course of the last 4 weeks, they ain't seen too much of that cutter. Spencer Horwitz is 2 of 5 right there. But I'll add in the rest of the pitches there, right? Single curveball, then the fastball, he's throwing a little bit. So, um, Spencer Horwitz and Dalton Varsho do have a hefty, and Kiermaier, they got a decent sample size. That's pretty good. But Horwitz, he's not striking out. He's got a 10% K rate there over the course of a month versus his pitch mix. I like that, right? So, just give me a chance. Give me a chance. Give me a chance to get on base, a solid hit, something like that. I ain't greedy. Last 3 weeks, he's 8 for 20. Uh, it is what it is, right? And Kiermaier, if he's in the lineup, Horwitz, he's in the lineup. These guys here, they're not striking out versus pitch mix. That's pretty good though. Bringing it back to the last 2 weeks here, taking a look at it. Um, Spencer Horwitz still looks good. He's 4 for 9 in that time span, meaning he's doing something as of late. Last week, he's 3 for 8 there. So it is what it is. Eflin, man, let's take a look at Eflin real quick, man. Eflin, um, his debut, right, with the new team. I want to look at some of his splits real fast. And is he home now? Of course, he's at home. Is he on the road? Like, what the hell, right? At the end of the day, he'll be at home, though, right? So, let's see. Yeah. So, I'll just look at his hand in his splits for right now. And versus righties, he's got a 279 batting average in general. And, so I'll just look at that, right? When he goes on the road, he's pitching his worst on the road, 272 ERA to lefties, 295 to righties, but at home, and he's pitching his worst to righties in general, right? And I just showed you guys how much they like that sinker, and he's throwing that. What was that sinker, slider, whatever the fuck it was? He's throwing that pitch a ton, right? So we can look at these righties here. If anything, I'm not saying that they're gonna light them up or whatever the case may be, but that's who I look at. The numbers were right there. It is what it is. On the flip side, Rodriguez, right? So back to Rodriguez, last game versus I took his outs. That was easy money, right? He went probably 7.2. Different matchup. It is what it is, right? So he will be on the road today. Where he's got a 4.4 ERA on the road versus 2.75 ERA at home. The thing about him was the pitches, right? So let's see. His pitch count. So I took a chance on the last 2 games and it worked out. I'm typing in pitch. Like, why the fuck am I typing in pitch? Hold on. Small screens. I'm not fucking spelling this shit right. How the fuck you spell his name? Yariel. Please help me, man, on this Monday morning. Okay, there you go. So, uh, so, um, the thing right here is his pitch count, right? So, um, took him at 15. No, took him at I think 15 last game versus Tampa Bay, and he got there at 5.2. This he had been coming back from injury, right? Let me see if I can move this over. He had been coming back good from injury, right? So he did go 6 innings here versus Seattle and Houston. Um, but the pitch count is down for him, right? As you see, he was probably pitching pretty good. I mean, 2 hits, 2 earned runs. That wasn't bad. They ended up pulling him. So his pitch count's looking, his ceiling right now is looking around 80. Right here, he went 83 games in a row. I don't know what he's going to end up doing here, right? His pitching outs are sitting at because I bet pitching outs, man. I do, right? So it's crucial for me to check this out and keep tabs on them. He's sitting at 14 and a half, 5 innings. 5 innings, 128, right? 128. So let's check it out. Um, and right now he's looking at splits wise here. He's um he's been okay, right? He got 247 batting average versus righties, and a 162 batting average versus lefties. Got a couple dangerous lefties over here. Y'all know who they are, right? That's who the guys are looking at. He's pitching his best versus lefties in general. will be on the road. On the road versus lefties, he got a 175 ERA versus righties 257 ERA, right? So he's pitching his best versus lefties. His strikeout percentage is 25% to lefties and righties in general. On the road, that drops down to 21% to lefties, up to 31% to righties. Okay, he's a fake decent pitcher to me. I ain't gonna lie, he's a fake decent pitcher to me. Now he's pitching his best to lefties. So y'all already know what that pretty much means, right? Um, I know a lot of people want to know what's up with Gunner and things like that. So we'll see, right? Um, I'll take these Toronto boys down. Um, and think you might get him for 5 innings, and if he's pitching well, and and if he's pitching bad, he might get pulled before that, right? So just keep in mind, be mindful of that, right? Uh, so, hmm so he hasn't given up within the last course of the last month or two. He hasn't given up a home run versus lefties. Just to keep that in context, right? Here's his numbers right here versus lefties at the bottom right here. Last 2 months, whatever the case may be, since he's been back. He's predominantly throwing that fastball. Let's put that up there at 57%. Let's check that out ASAP first. Okay. Now, uh, so we got a couple guys that will strike out versus that that fastball. And Adley, over the course of the last month, Adley and Gunner look like the ones who ain't striking out that much, but the rest, Santana, Cole, Kauser, Kerstad, Cedric Mullins, all those guys are, you know, striking out pretty good versus this pitch that he throws 50% of the time, almost 60% of the time, which would be the fastball. So, at the end of the day, he's probably got a nasty fastball, right? Now, only one person got a bomb off of it within the last month, and that's Santander there. Let's put in the rest of his pitches, right? Spiller, actually, let me see something. Last 2 weeks. Okay, I just want to see some. Last 3 weeks. Okay. Usual suspects still striking out. It don't even matter, right? Let me put in the rest of these pitches here. Splitter, curveball. Okay. So, between these three top pitches that he's throwing, that splitter, curveball, you mix them all up. What's the total here? Over under 9 here? Hmm. Over under 9. Toronto Blue Jays, big underdogs here. Minus 188 underdogs. What's the team total here? For Toronto. 3.5 or minus 130. Um, Bullpen for Baltimore on the season. Toronto got one of the worst bullpens on the season. Baltimore probably bottom third, middle-ish ish. Interesting. All right, well, we'll see. So Toronto been sneaky putting up runs. Either I got sidetracked. I just had a thought, right? Um, so these are the lefties here, which he's pitching his best versus lefties. So it is what it is, man. Everybody got a bomb versus this. The usual suspects got a bomb versus this. Except for Gunnar Henderson, his isolated power's been down, fly ball rate been down. I mean, if you just want to, I don't know what to say. This is another situation where I just don't know. I don't know what to say, man. I don't even know who to target, man. Truthfully, man, I don't. Right? Last 3 weeks, got plenty green, man. Got plenty green. I just don't know who I want to target, man. Straight up, I don't know who I want to target. Mm, I don't, man. I have to go in and look at some of these splits, some of these individual pitcher splits, batter splits. But I couldn't talk off anything that you wanted to get there. I'm just, I'm putting it out there for you to make a decision here. um, Last 7 days, Kyle's if he's 5 for 12 versus this pitch mix in the last 7 days, that's pretty good. Yes, this is the first game. I ain't even gonna touch on the second game. I ain't gonna touch on the second game because you're gonna want to see who's in there. The second game is the one that I expect the runs to be put up in, right? But when you play a double header, you gotta see who's in the lineup. Somebody might not play the second game. It's just a lot with double headers. But that's the game I would blindly take batters in the second game. This is the first game for the people who just really want to check it out, right? But at the end of the day, you got a lot of green going on there. Got a lot of green going on there. So yeah, and when double headers are funny, we got a lot of green going on there. Who would I bet on though? I don't know. I don't even know, man. I got a lot of spots that I would bet on. What I did put down, I say from this whole situation, I'm rolling with Vladdy, man. Straight up. I like Vladdy, man. I like Vladdy from this whole game. And you can't take away what Vladdy been doing. Vladdy been on I don't know what he been on lately, man. But that man been balling, man. He been balling. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna just roll with the Vladdy thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Vladdy been balling, right? Um, it's easy to get all over the place. Yeah, probably a hit parlay, something like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I can't pinpoint who I think gonna ball out. I ain't even gonna lie from this Baltimore side. Gunnar Henderson. I mean, Gunnar Henderson. I ain't taking him for no bomb or nothing like that. But I can see him. It is what it is, man. I give it to you. Even if y'all think Wells can put up, you probably look at the over. You never know. Uh, you know, I don't know what type of field this game. I think Toronto can put up 4 runs. That's what I think, right? Then you got Baltimore's team total sitting at 4.5. Toronto's sitting at 3.5. I don't know. Maybe Baltimore team total. Uh, Maybe Baltimore team total. That way you don't gotta look at a game or nothing like that. Who gonna win? I definitely don't bet a lot of games. I'll tell you that shit right now. But I'm undecided there. I would look at Vladdy though for that first game. That second game, not even looking at that second game. Gotta wait. But it's over under 9.5, and I expect runs to be put up in that game there. I'll take a quick look at Povich here. Povich for the second game. It's getting crushed on the road there. Povich giving up runs, right? He's giving up bombs too. He's got 2 home runs in 2 of his last 3 games. He's giving up home runs there. Uh, yeah, right. Who else do we have here? Povich. Actually, let me see. For game 2, Povich. He's getting hit by lefties and righties at home. K percentage is down in general. Somehow he found a way to get a 25% K rate to righties at home. I'm not interested in none of that, right? I think he gives up runs, and it is what it is. Who else do we have? Francis, right? So I don't know. I'm not even. I don't even know who this kid is, man. He ain't gonna be in that long. So uh, even now Toronto, that's another thing, right? So me checking on Toronto's bullpen. Over the course of the season, Toronto bullpen. Now lately, I gotta check lately. I didn't check lately, but they bullpen. If it's gonna be a bullpen game for Toronto, then this is gonna be a bullpen game for Toronto. Then on the season, Toronto been giving it up, right? But gotta see what's been going on lately, right? But Toronto got the second worst bullpen. All right, Cleveland and Detroit. Now there's trade rumors between Detroit and Cleveland here. Yeah, between Flaherty. So be mindful. Other than that, he been on one. I really like Flaherty, right? So let me see. Yeah, and he's seen his team, right? So Jack Flaherty, last time he pitched was versus Cleveland, right? 96 pitches, won 6 innings, 23 batters faced, whatever the case may be, 6 strikeouts, right? Then he faced Cleveland again, pitched great, won 6 innings again, 83 pitches, 4 Ks though, right? Then he's seen Cleveland here, 101 pitches, 6 innings, um, 6 Ks, like pitching lights out. He gave up 6 hits, but 2 earned run, um, and 1 earned run and 0 earned run. So what I'm saying, they averaging about 1 run versus him. His pitching outs right now would probably be at 17 and a half at probably 160 or something like that. Maybe probably be for me. Um, so his pitching outs aren't out over here. I seen him on FanDuel. Let's see. On DraftKings. Pitching outs. Yeah, at 17 and a half at a minus 160, right? So people don't K too much. So 6 Ks, but then versus them is good. Definitely, it is good. But at the end of the day, Cleveland they ain't been hitting righties good anyway, right? So let me show you. Versus right hand pitching, Cleveland, they got a 19% K rate with a 96 WRC plus. That's on the season, but on the last 30 days, um, and it's going to show up when I show the pitch mix as well. So last 30 days, Cleveland definitely not striking out, but they got a 69 WRC plus. That's not good at all. Last 30 days, that's not good at all. Versus righties, they not putting up numbers versus righties right now. Versus right hand pitching, that's 14 days, uh, 22% K rate, 43 WRC plus, 197 plate appearances. They did probably see a few righties, whatever the case may be, but this will be the fourth time. This will be the fourth time that Flaherty has seen these guys. So the same old song, he continues to do the same shit to them, right? So let's take a look at Cleveland here. I'm not interested in a lot of Cleveland. What did the even write something down? Okay, so what I do know is, look, Matt Verlin's got 2 bombs versus Flaherty, right? Um, that's what I do know. And I'm only looking at the few guys that don't strike out much here. That's the guys that I would probably be looking at would probably be Veerling and probably Carson Kelly or somebody like that. But uh, yeah, let me see. Flaherty looks pretty good. He's throwing that fastball a ton. Could look at that fastball first if you guys want. These righties definitely. I'm not looking at these righties at all for no shape, form, or fashion. I should have just went straight to the lefties, man. I'm tripping, right? I'm tripping. My fault. Verland's got a bomb versus I'm sorry guys, Bybee. I didn't write down anybody for Cleveland because I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it, right? So I ain't even gonna, you know, I ain't gonna know why I'm gonna even look at Jamar is crazy. All right, so I ain't even gonna, I didn't like any of these bats. Truthfully, tell you the truth. If the ones that I would probably consider would be the lefties, so let's take a look. Fastball, he's throwing a fastball 45% of the time, 44. Um, Josh Naylor, if I'm not mistaken, Josh Naylor got a bomb or two off of him. The K rates is down for these guys though, but they just not. I'll put the rest of the pitches in. Slider and a knuckle curve. Over the course of a month, big plate appearances 30, 30, 27, 26, whatever the case may be, but it's red, man. Not striking out, but also not hitting them, man. Like, that's why I was like, nah, I can't, right? I can't. I just don't want to wreck my brain. You gotta fade. I gotta fade these batters. If I bring it in a little bit, and that bodes well though. That bodes well for like pitching outs. You know what I'm saying? They're not striking out, right? So you don't know what type of strikeout you'll get from him, and that's a testament because they're not striking out. He had a 6 Ks versus him this game. Then he got 4, so the strikeouts all over the place. Then versus Cleveland, he had 6, a 4, and a 6. I don't want to take him that day he gets 4. I'd rather look at the pitching outs where he's been cruising at, right? He's just coming out there mowing them down, right? So uh, I'm leaning towards the over pitching outs of him, even if it's a parlay piece. That's where I'm at with this, with the Cleveland situation and Jack Flaherty. Now, looking at Bybee now, Bybee, he's faced these guys also, right? He's faced these guys also. Um, Tanner Bybee's faced these guys also. Take a look at this pitch mix. I mean, not his pitch mix, but we can take a look at what he's done in detail versus this team as well, right? So let's see. Let's see. Tanner Bybee, right? Yeah, and he's seen this team 3 times as well. So last time he pitched was versus Detroit. Um, he mm, he something happened, right? He had a leg cramp or something. He got a leg cramp or something. That last game, right? He was pitching good. Where did he go? He was 67 pitches through 5 innings. That was good. That was really good, right? This is also a no one first inning game. I'll take a look at that as well. Well, it could be, and I'll show you guys some numbers on that. But it could, yeah, he was pitching good. Then he pitched versus them uh, on the 10th, right? He went 109 pitches, 7 innings pitched. I like that, right? 4 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 bomb. I think that was Verling. Verling's got 2 home runs versus him, 8 Ks, right? Then he pitched versus them on the 8th. 82 pitches, 4 innings pitched. What happened? 4 earned runs, no home runs. I don't know what happened there. But he didn't go deep, right? So um, I can see instances where this is a no runs first inning game here. To look at some no runs first inning data between these guys here, whatever the case may be. Last 2 months, we can look at. Let's take a look at last 2 months. We can take a look at Flaherty and Tanner Bybee, right? So Flaherty, he's 8-0, meaning last 2 months he hasn't given up a run in the first inning. Tanner Bybee, not so much, right? Last three, he's 3-7 to this number and over the course of the last 2 months, meaning he's given up runs in the first inning. I think 7 times. Yeah, it should be 7 times. So in his last 10 games, right? So, and his last previous game, he gave it up a run in the first inning. And that was versus Detroit, I want to say. So they have with that. You could also look at it, between lefties and righties. You know what I'm saying? All of that, team wise. Um, Bybee though, the strikeouts can and should be there. Can't deny, he's been balling. Looking at some of his splits here, uh, he's been pretty a 3.9 ERA at home and a 3 ERA on the road, along with to lefties, he got a 255 batting average, and to righties, he got 172, 26% K rate in general to lefties, 29% to righties. So the strikeouts should be there. His pitching is worse towards lefties. Will be at home today, right? Cleveland at home, right? Cleveland is on the road today, right? So it's gonna be interesting, right? On the road versus lefties, where he's pitching his first set. I don't think there will be any Riley Green today. He's been out of the lineup. So let's take a look at the lefties, right? Versus his pitch mix, okay? So, Bybee, versus lefties. Over the course of the last 2 months, 16 extra base hits, 4 home runs. He's throwing that fastball 45% of the time. Let's take a look at that fastball. So these lefties, whoever's gonna be in there, they don't strike out much versus fastball. Cole Keith, he's 5 for 20. Like I said, Riley Green probably not gonna be in the lineup. Winston Perez, he don't strike out either. So he's got a bomb off of the fastball within the last month. If he can find a way to, those guys can heat up. That it can be some problems. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you can't strike a motherfucker out, that's or you can't get them out. That's when shit starts to get wicked, right? And they get to putting up runs and shit. Detroit sneaky put up runs here and there, right? But it is what it is, right? They're not striking out, right? They're not striking out versus that fastball. I'll tell you that shit right now. But this team will strike out here and there. I look at their numbers over the course of a month and the season. They fluctuate, so they fluctuate. Adding in that change up and curveball, to get an overall view of the full pitch mix here. I was looking at Colt Keith. I had wrote down if there was two guys I had to get to, was probably going to be probably Matt Vierling and Colt Keith. To make a long story short, will probably be Matt Vierling and Colt Keith there, right? If I just was looking at the guy for a hit or whatever the case may be. Perp says the wind is blowing in for that game. That definitely bodes well. If it's blowing in, significant pace, that definitely bodes well for pitching. So it is what it is with that situation there. Sliding over here to the righties there. Cole Keith is the one that I would probably take a stab at least for a hit or something like that. If I was trying to do anything, Cole Keith is 11 for 36 in this time span, in a month's time span. If I'm moving into the last 3 weeks there, um, um, yeah, so the K rate is still down for him. 286 batting average is okay. Last 2 weeks, mm, 5 from 19. Nice sample size, though, still not striking out. It is what it is, right? It is what it is, right? At the end of the day, but like I said, I probably won't be looking at none of these guys. It's the pitching here. Gonna end up liking the pitching here. I can see Bybee hitting his pitching outs or whatever the case may be in instances, but I would take Flaherty's pitching outs over Bybee's, right? I'll probably be into with over under 7 here. I'm interested in pitching outs. That's where I'm at. I ain't even gonna lie. That's where I'm at. And if I'm looking at a ballot, I didn't look at the lefties so either, did I? I did. Did I look at the righties? Let's see. Right. So Matt Vierling, fastball slider. So Carson Kelly and Matt Vierling, they okay versus this fastball. Carson Kelly hasn't stricken out versus this fastball, so he likes that over the course of a month. And then Matt Vierling is okay, 16.7 K rate. I like that as well. Adding in adding in that slider and that curveball, I'll throw the change up in there too, fuck it, right? Um, Matt Verlin's got a couple bombs versus this. He's pretty much the one that I did pencil in. Versus this pitch mix over the course of a month. Carson Kelly batting 300, 7 for 23, two bombs. Verlin has two bombs, and 11% K rate for Carson Kelly is pretty cool, right? Not enough though for me to be just all willy nilly happy about. Matt Verling does have 8 extra base hits and over the course of 3 weeks right there. If you want to look at the last 7 days, Matt Verling is 7 for 20 with a pretty hefty sample size versus his pitch mix with one home run. He's the guy that I would probably be looking at. Like I said, Matt Verling does have two home runs. That's why I wrote him down. He's got two home runs versus him, and I'm looking at Carson Kelly with a low K rate there. So those two guys that I have penciled in. Javi Baez did hit a home run in 3 straight games. Definitely did. He's been on one, flying under the radar. He's got a swing on him. You know what I'm saying? He just got to get his act together. But yeah, he did hit one. Perez 2 bases flat over 5 Ks and Bobby over 3 Ks. Perez. Got me on that one. Got me on that one. So what I'm looking at, like I said, we only got an over under 7. Don't have to try to squeeze anything out of this shit. You ain't got to. You know what I'm saying? You can alter some Ks up to get the plus money. You can take a measly hit or two of somebody from somebody to get the plus money, do a little hit parlay or whatever the case may be. And like I said, Matt Vierling has two bombs versus Bybee. So at the end of the day, he probably likes him. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, right? Let me see something here. He's got 8 extra base hits too, man. Let's see, Matt Verling here. So as you can see right here, if I clicked on Matt Verling, right, Bailey Ober, he's got to fly out there. Joe Ryan, 95, exit velo single right there. Pablo Lopez, 98, extra fly out right there. Fly out, home run. That was Tony Bybee's home run right there. Versus that fastball, line out, a double versus Carrasco on a changeup. Another double right there versus Chris Basket. He was hot right here on the slider. Boom, a single right here, a double right here with a 101, a single right here, a sac fly, and then Bybee again a home run. He had got hot in that time span right there. So, it is what it is. Jose Jose Ramirez, he's got a couple bombs off him, but he's just he just wasn't on my radar, man. He does have a couple bombs off of him. Like I said, we got an over under 7 here, bro. Got over under 7 here. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Uh, who was that? Flaherty. Let me show you. Jose Ramirez, that he's seen him a lot. I'm quite sure he's seen him a lot. He does have a bomb off him as well. I think he's got two home runs off Flaherty. And he's just one of those guys. Just we know who he is. Like if we want to get to him, pretty much we could definitely get to him, whatever case may be. You know what I'm saying? It's him. And what's his name got a couple bombs off of him as well. So look, let's see. Ramirez got two bombs that I'm seeing right here. Um, 235 batting averages versus him. Where's Josh Naylor? Josh Naylor, I thought Josh Naylor got a bomb or two off of him. He does, I think. Hmm. Or was that his brother, Bo? Might have been his brother. I don't know. I have to go back and check that out. I have to go back and check that out somewhere else. But yeah, those guys are definitely in play. It's just as a team and stuff like that. I went over it. They ain't hitting right as well, right? They ain't hitting right as well right now. They not. They not hitting right as well. And I think yeah, he does, don't he? Right. So some of these numbers, I have to go back and fact check some of these numbers other places too. That was ESPN right there. I don't know why it was not. I thought he had two or three bombs. I thought he had two or three home runs. I ain't even gonna lie. So you got to be watching out for these sites. These sites get ugly sometimes. All right. So the pitching out here, if Flaherty don't get traded, I think he should hit it. You got over under 7. I'm not trying to squeeze no bats out of here. New York Yankees at Philadelphia Phillies here, right? So looking at Philadelphia, right? Last 30 days, I'll start there. The last 30 days versus right hand pitching, they are 617 plate appearances. They're 25% K rate with a 96 WRC plus, right? Last 2 weeks, lately, what you've been doing for me versus right hand pitching. So lately, 24% K rate, 65 WRC plus. I don't know who they faced within the last 2 weeks, but that don't look good at all, right? The WRC plus, I don't like that. So with that being said, looking at somebody like Luis Hill. Let me see. Yeah, Wheeler at home, but I got something for his ass too, right? Got something for his ass too, right? So at the end of the day, um, we know Gil has got some great K stuff, right? And lately, I just showed you guys that lately this Philadelphia team have been striking out, right? So let's see something here. Let me check his individual splits, right? Let's see, because people gonna want to look at the strikeouts and stuff like that. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, Soto got a big hefty sample size versus his ass, right? He's batting 250. He's 12 for 48 with like two or three bombs, but not that's not even the kicker though, bro. That's not even the kicker though. That's not even the kicker though. That's not even the kicker though. Shout out to Unfairly. So, that's the good thing about the chat. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're just not thinking about anything, a lot of things, right? So, different minds, everybody thinking about different stuff. Fairly just said, fairly, I'm sorry, Jamal, just keep it at Jamal, but he said, Detroit game liable to be no home runs in that game, and it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Good pitching matchup. That bet was not on my radar. You know what I'm saying? That was not on my radar. I'll probably get about a plus 300 for that shit, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't bet that shit in a long time. But at the end of the day, that could be something that you can look at there. Now, Hill, 201 batting average versus lefties, 149 batting average versus righties in general, 25% K rate to lefties, 30% K rate to righties in general. Now, um, he will be on the road, right? I should know that already. So on the road, his numbers looking like 195 batting average or 156 batting average to lefties and righties. Like, man, his K percentage dropped to lefties a little bit, but the righties, the K percentage still still look good, right? And then you couple that with the fact that these guys been striking out lately and they ain't been hitting righties lefty. So righties lately is good the last 30 days. So those can be recipes for unders, team total unders, first five unders. Attacking these games. With first five with the starting pitcher in there. Hill, he's been he's had his 1 foot in on this side, like on the good side, 1 foot in on the bad side, here and there. So you just gotta figure out how you wanna attack this shit. Cause like I said, Hill, I don't know, man. He does got good K stuff. Sometimes he don't display it, right? He's got 6 Ks or better in 3 straight games. Um, the outs, his innings pitched and stuff like that. Um, I would like to see him in a solid six for a while, but it is what it is, right? Um, this game, what's the total to this game? Got over under 9 here. Now. We got over under 9. Gil, his strikeouts are sitting at Hill, uh, 6.5 at plus money. I can see instances where he could get there based on how Phillies looked lately, right? Don't know what his pitching outs is. Let's take a look at that. His pitching outs is sitting at 15 and a half. Now, I really got some interest there. I really have interest there. 15 and a half, which 15 and a half, he's hit this number in one. Nope, didn't hit it versus the Mets. One, two, ooh. This way he went to a rough patch right here, right? These 3 games. So he's been spotty as hell, right? So at the end of the day, if you think he can get there, I think he can get there. I don't know if I'm going to bet it. But 15 and a half outs, that's just like me and my guy sitting here like, bet, man. Bet 20, man. I bet 20, bet 20. Some shit like that. So looks like a good bet here. I still got time to meditate on it. Not that much, though. Wheeler and these New York Yankees, right? So the New York Yankees, they've been very good versus right-hand pitching, right? And Wheeler, I know what it is. His worst split is on the road versus lefties. However, this New York team has been really good versus lefties. Then we got over on the 9 in this spot. Like we got over on the 9. They expect runs to be put up here, some type of form, shape, form, or fashion. Over the course of the season, the New York Mets, Yankees rather, 20% K rate with 124 WRC plus versus right hand pitching. That's strong. It's very strong. Um, last 30 days. I didn't look at it on the road though. I didn't look at it on the road, but last 30 days, third best at not striking out, 19% K rate, 130 WRC plus. And if you just want to have to look at the last 2 weeks versus right hand pitching, um, the Yankees, 17% K rate, 161 WRC plus. Like they hitting right hand pitching. Now, Wheeler, Wheeler is a beast. Wheeler is a beast, right? Wheeler is a beast. So at the end of the day, especially at home. So shout out to Buddy, right? Shout out to Ford, right? Who said that? I think that was Ford. Yeah, shout out to Ford. But at the end of the day, let me plug up my computer real fast. At the end of the day, bro, uh, I don't fucking know, right? I'll be trying. I don't bet a lot of games. Y'all really see me put the game theories up there, but uh, I can help you make a decision with all of this. But on the road, he's 3.6 ERA. At home, 1.7. Boy, lights out at home, man. Straight up. So I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't know. Um, Man, yeah, it's looking good, man. 24% K rate to lefties, 30 to righties. Batting average is 219 to lefties and 153 to righties. Like I said, he's pitching his worst. His worst split is on the road versus lefties. You know, it is what it is, right? Taking a look at this game log, see what he's been doing. Hasn't faced his team. 7 strikeouts in 4 of his last 5. There's instances Dodgers got him down to 5 innings. Um, went 7 versus Minnesota at Minnesota. At that, Chicago Cubs went 6, Arizona went 7. Hasn't faced this team. Has not. Now, I'm gonna look at I'm gonna look at these I'm gonna look at these righties here versus him, right? Let's see. Um, what we got here? That Royals was a White Sox game, D-backs game, going to be a home run derby. Yes, sir. D-backs got a lefties. D-Mac's got a lefty. Well, the Mets bank they asked that series, yeah, for sure. For seeing sinker sweeper. So he's throwing that four seamer um 36% of the time. He's mixing it up a little bit between the sinker and the sweeper. Um versus that fastball. I mean, do we have to talk about Judge? Like, whatever, right? Um Volpe. They're not striking out versus that fastball, right? Let me take that down. Let me put in the sinker. Oh, they like that sinker. They really like that sinker, right? Gleyber Torres is 8 for 13 over the last month versus that sinker. 7% K rate, 5% K rate for Volpe. Then the rest of these motherfuckers ain't even struck out, but they ain't even seen, they ain't even have a sample size, so it is what it is. But they like the usual suspects like that sinker. They don't haven't hit no bombs. They're not hitting for power like that, but no home runs versus it. But they like to, hit it right. Put that sweeper in there, and this is just a testament to how good they've been versus right hand pitching. Anyway, not a big sample size. It is what it is. Let me put it all up there. Did I write anything down for this game here? I know I wrote down Soto's 12 for 48, 3 home runs versus him. And yeah, right. New York Yankees, they good versus righties. So, I mean, what it's all going to boil down to here is do you think they can really hit Wheeler, right? It's going to be, it's bats versus good pitching. Do you think they can hit Wheeler, right? That's just all it's this really summing up to. This the righties look good. The usual suspect righties look good, not striking out. That's just what it is. That's just what it is right now, right? Even the last 7 days, Judge 5 for 8 with a bomb. Torres 4 for 11, um, and Volpe is 3 for 13. He ain't looking too good right there. That's the last week. Sliding over here to the lefties here. Um, and I'm gonna bet on Soto today. Probably I'm gonna bet on Soto today. Um, he's throwing that fastball 42% of the time. Let's start there to lefties. Um, Soto, he's 7 for over the course of the last month. He's 7 for 17. Isolated power is 588. 2 home runs. 29% barrel rate. 66 hard hit rate. Fly ball is up with 11% K rate. Right. So I'm gonna just circle Soto's name and I'm gonna figure out something, right? I'm gonna figure something out. I don't know how I want to do it. I think they might he Soto. Well, like I said, he's got 48 plate appearances versus him. He's 12 for 48 with 3 home runs, and it is what it is, right? So he's one guy that I would bet on, low K rate, and then if just a little bit of percentage of the bad pitching from Wheeler is going against lefties, and that's Soto. Grisham he's 5 for 16. Here's another guy that Grisham get a hold to that motherfucker. He can take it deep. Uh, so yeah. So let me slide up the rest of these pictures here. Um, Cutter, curveball, sinker. What? So versus this whole pitch mix over the course of last month, Soto looks great, right? He's 18 for 37, 13 extra base hits, 5 home runs, 9 balls launched, like 5% K rate. Like, man, barrel percentage is up 32. Hard hit rate is decent. Grisham 12 for 30, 30, 30, 12 for 32. Grisham is one of those guys that'll take your ass deep as well. Verdugo 9 for 39. Could be better. Could be better. But I can move it in a little bit though. Move it in a little bit. Bring it in a little bit. And then Jazz Chisholm come out of nowhere, like, what the hell? Right? Forgot about Jazz. Forgot about Jazz, man. They tighten the screws on that lineup now. Tightening them up. Um, Austin Wells come out of nowhere. Verdugo. Yeah, so then a low K rate, right? Low K rate for those guys. Last 2 weeks, what we thinking now? What we thinking here? Last 2 weeks, what we thinking here? Last 2 weeks, Soto still continues to be hot, 11 for 19, right? His numbers starting to look good. Last week for Soto, he's 5 for 9 with 3 home runs versus pitch mix. What was that? What was it? Let me see. Last. What was it? That must be that fastball. Let me take the fastball down. So he hit a home run versus that fastball. Let me put that up there. No. Let me take it down. He hit a home run versus that fastball. He's hit a home run in the last week versus 2 home runs versus the cutter and one versus the fastball in the last week. He's throwing that cutter 18% of the time, right? So that's what Soto likes, that cutter and that fastball. So rewind it back. Yeah, he likes the cutter. He's got 3 home runs versus the cutter. Let me back it up a little bit to the last month. What he's done versus those two individual pitches. 11 for 24 with 4 home runs. And those are his top two pitches. Um, he's throwing that fastball 42% of the time, followed by that cutter 18% of the time. Okay? So when you making your decisions and stuff like that, despite what anybody else say, it don't even fucking matter, whatever. Um, as long as you feel like you're making the right decision or you're making the right play and you crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's, you feel better about the outcome, right? If it don't go your way, you know what I'm saying? I still don't know if it's gonna be if me betting on him. I'm still gonna bet on him. Probably not gonna bet a lot on him, but I'm still gonna bet on him. But we looked at the lefties, we looked at the righties, we seen why they good. We looked at the pitch mix. Now it's time, if you want to fuck with this game, then you can make a decision there. What I got from here was the last few days, the last 30 days, Philly ain't been striking out. I mean, they have been striking out. So that automatically puts Luis Hill's strikeouts in play for me, right? Then they're gonna give us Luis Hill pitching out at a pretty nice number, right? Um, then you got Willer pitching great. He's pitching good at home. One thing I did not look at was I'll take a look right now. The Yankees on the road versus right hand pitching. Okay, so let's start from the season. Start from the top here. Yankees on the road versus right hand pitching. 119 WRC plus on the season, 22%, 20% K rate. Last 30 days, Yankees on the road versus right hand pitching. Um, New York Yankees 21% K rate, 128 WRC plus. Hmm, that's high, right? Last 2 weeks on the road in 114 plate appearances, 15% K rate, 169 WRC plus. That's high as hell. What was that? The last 2 weeks, right? So on the road, they they hitting. So I mean, Willa can probably come in here. Did we got over under 9? I just, it's hey man, do what you're gonna do, man. I might alter down some K's for for Luis Gil here. Maybe put him with somebody like Skeen, some shit. I don't know. I need to find 3 more games on the same time. On at the same time. Mm. Mm-mm. Soto look good. Those bats look good. It's just you gotta take pitch into consideration and Willa is just that good, right? Um, at home, especially at home. So we got weather implications for you guys who didn't see the weather. We do got weather implications here. We got over under 9.5 here. Um, Cincinnati Reds, this ballpark, they does produce runs, right? So I wouldn't say as much as cores, but it can get weird in there. All right, it can get weird. They get to put up runs in there. But I looked at some of the pitches, and Talion and Spears. It just didn't look. Some things jumped out, and I told y'all the day before I started this fucking shit here is I'm just not. This is not. I don't know, man. It's a lot of iffies here, right now. Suzuki. I'll be looking at bats here. Suzuki, right? Suzuki will strike out, but he looked like a home run candidate, right? Um, Spears, he's pitching his worst to lefties. Michael Bush, that puts Michael Bush in play for me. Uh, on the road, Michael Bush on the road versus left hand bat, he's got a 333 batting average, right? Um, in general, Spears, he's got a 304 batting average versus lefties in general. Um, and the rest of my notes, I can't read them because my handwriting ain't shit, right? But at the end of the day, Reds left hand batters, some right hand batters, and I'm iffy on things. So Ellie looks good. Fraley, let's look at it. Fuck, man. I need to learn how to write. Ellie, yeah, that's every night for my boy Ellie. Ellie gets it in, don't he? Um, but yeah, so so the lefties looked okay, right? They'll strike out. They'll strike out. Let's see. Cincinnati, right? Okay, so um, mm, Italian. I call them Italian beef. My Chicago people, we know y'all know what that is. Italian beef. I call them Italian beef. We got Italian beef on the mound, but he's been pitching good in instances, right? So last 2 weeks versus lefties, that's a little bit of his numbers right there. Versus righties, last 2 months, 10 extra base hits, 6 home runs. Three to lefties, 3 extra base hits and a home run. So he's been looking good versus lefties, throwing that four seamer 40% of the time, followed by that curveball and cutter, right? Let me throw that up there. Curveball and cutter, bang, bang, right? This is lefties, right? Okay. Ellie De La Cruz, it's the gift and the curse with him, man. He's the strikeout percentage for him is up there, right? Looking at that fastball in general, so it's no matter what you throw. He's been balling or whatever the case may be, but he will strike out, right? Jake Fraley versus that fastball, which he's throwing 40% of the time, is 5 for 11 over the course of last 4 weeks. Not a big sample size. That's the only thing there. Not a big sample size. Jameer Candelario can hit, and he's one of the guys that I couldn't talk you off of if you want to get to. Jameer Candelario, he just he can hit. What was it next? The curveball and cutter, right? So that curveball, Ellie De La Cruz still striking out there. Candelero likes that curveball and then that cutter, right? Over the course of the last month. Um, Ellie versus that cutter. He's no, he ain't throwing no cutter, is he? Yeah, he's throwing that cutter. So Ellie's 4 for 4 versus that cutter, right? And not striking out. So Ellie likes the cutter. Okay. So he's definitely in play there. Um, Ellie De La Cruz, stolen bases, things like that. Looking at the total pitch mix together there, what was it? Change up and cut. No, what was it? Curveball. Bringing it in a little bit. I had Ellie De La Cruz written down. You can look at them for whatever you want to look at them for. Hit runs, RBIs, a home run, fantasy score, whatever, right? He's 10 for 20 versus this pitch mix last 3 weeks, striking out like a mug, but it is what it is. Jameer Candelario is 6 for 17 versus this pitch mix, 10% K rate there. He can and will hit. Him and De La Cruz and Fraley all have a home run versus this pitch mix over the course of the last 3 weeks, bringing it in last 2 weeks here. Ellie Deli Cruz, Fraley, those guys do look good. Jake Fraley, I had him written down. I had him penciled in. Last week, Ellie Deli Cruz and Fraley looked good, right? So it is what it is, right? For the righties here, so last 4 weeks versus this total pitch mix, Hines, Stevenson, Steer, and India, the strikeouts, the K rates look pretty good there, right? They ain't striking out that much versus this pitch mix as a whole. All those guys I just mentioned got multiple bombs, right? Multiple bombs. Tyler Stevenson has three. I bet on Tyler Stevenson twice in the last at least 10 days, and I just been missing them, right? Big sample size for India, Stevenson, and Steer, so I can bring it in a little bit more. Um, bring it in 3 weeks here. Uh, Hines, when the last week here, what was it? Last 2 weeks, rather, Hines looked good. But he's 8 for 6 for this one here. Man, this is pretty nice there. So Hines on the last 2 weeks here. Hmm. I don't know who I would go to for these righties, man. Or if I'm looking at the course of a month here, I don't know who I'll go to versus these righties, man. Stevenson, Steer. I don't know who I'll go to, truthfully. Tyler Stevenson still here, switch, yeah. Eloy, definitely a problem on the bases. Today, Ellie. He had 4 stolen bases yesterday. Yeah. So, Jake Fraley and Ellie. I mean, I couldn't talk you off Tyler Stevenson and any of these boys, but let's see. Now Italian's got some splits, right? Um, where I think he's pitching his worst versus righties as of now. 2.60 ERA at home, 3.2 ERA on the road. Uh, 240 batting average to lefties, 253 to righties. On the road versus righties, he's got a 225 batting average with a 278 batting average versus lefties on the road. So he's pitching his worst to lefties on the road and then at home versus righties. So lefties, Ellie De La Cruz will be on the left. Jake Fraley will be on that left, right? So I'll be looking at those guys probably for hits, runs, and RBIs. I'll be looking at them guys for hits, runs, and RBIs. Jake Fraley, you'll get his hits, runs, and RBIs for probably about 1.5 for about a minus 120 or something like that. I could take a quick look at it. And that's my favorite prop, right? That's my favorite prop, hits, runs, and RBIs. Uh, yeah. Um, oops, let me see. Battle props. We do have a 9.5 over under here. We do have weather implications, so I'm not messing with no bats. I mean, I'm not messing with no. So you got, so you got, they got a fucking over for everybody. What's their fucking names at? Damn. That's Jake Fraley right there, ain't it? 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs in that plus 100. No Hermers, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know, but we'll see. Now I did like Suzuki, right? Looking at the Cubs, um, and who we got on the mound? Spears, right? So Spears, I do like, I like, Suzuki. Bush. I got love for Bush and Hap in this ballpark. You can't, man. In this ballpark produces runs. This is Great American Small Park now. Yeah, they'll hit home runs out of this motherfucker straight up. Um, but Spears, he got 300 batting average to lefties. Okay, um, at home versus lefties 288. At home versus righties 281. Home run per nine at home versus lefties two. So you know, um, he's pitching his worst versus lefties, right? Um, Looking at these lefties bats here. So like I said, I did like Suzuki. He's a righty. The He's the one that stood out to me. I'm telling you that right now. He's the one that stood out to me. This, and we know that Michael Bush can heat up here and there. And Spears, he's pitching his worst to lefties, right? So Michael Bush got a big sample size of 10 for 44 with a 217 batting average versus pitch mix, which is not ideal, right? It's not ideal. Um, so Hap, he's 6 for 33 versus this pitch mix. He has 3 home runs versus it, right? He will strike out. The hard hit is there. The isolated power is there, 303. That puts me in play. That puts him in play for a bomb, right? Hap's going to get on that left side, going up against this kid. And like I said, he's pitching his worst towards lefties. Um, so the isolated power is there for Hap. He's only 6 for 33 with a 182 batting average. 3 of those over the course of the last 3 weeks were bombs, right? So you can look at him, for a home run, truthfully, or a hard hit ball, right? Pause. Over the course of the last 2 weeks, it's just red, man, straight up. So I mean, you're gonna get a pitcher that's pitching his worst to lefties. That's gonna give his lefty bats a little bit of a bump, and then like the righties. I mean, we get to the righties right now. So the one I liked here, who I liked here, was Suzuki, right? So let's see. I'm tripping. Wait. I gotta go back and look at the. Let me see. Okay, this is about the same. I just had for the lefties. I could have added in another pitch. Okay, so Suzuki versus this pitch mix here. He's got a 22% K rate over the course of the last month. Um, 6 for 49. OPS looks great. Isolated power is up. Night exit velo is up. Extra base hits. He got 6 extra base hits, 5 home runs, 6 balls launched, 11 hard hit balls, 12% barrel rate, 55% hard hit, fly ball. He got 5 home runs versus pitch mix, right? So Nico Horner's not striking out that much. Chris Morel is gone. Maya is 10 for 19. He's not striking out that much. Um, in a ballpark like this, I mean, I can see Suzuki. I like Seiya Suzuki, right? Looking at Seiya Suzuki here. Let's take a look. Seiya Suzuki. Uh, so versus Seth Lugo, 104 on that sweeper, 104 exit velo gone. 108 ground out for Lugo Singer. Um, 95 single. Stratton 108 miles an hour double. 97 line out. Bryce Wilson 104 Vista Sinker gone. Exit velo. 101 exit velo versus Colin Ray single. Grounded to double play with a hard ass 140, 104 um, exit velo there. 97, 97. Single on a 110 versus McCollus on that fastball. 107 versus Lance Lynn gone. 104 Griffin Cannon gone. 105 Jose Ruiz exit velo gone. Um, his exit velo sitting around 93 over the course of the last month there. Mm-hmm. Patrick Wisdom, we know what Patrick Wisdom does. If he gets in there, like he's a home run hitter. Like man, like like whenever they put him in there, like he can go yard. Like he's on virtually he only had 4 at bats, but two of those hits, he's 2 for 4. Those 2 were bombs, right? Let me know about DraftKings. I'm late. What you think about Duran tonight? I think I had wrote Duran down. I ain't got to it. I think I wrote him down though. He looked good. Devers and Duran, I got them written down. Who? You talking about some who? Michael? What you mean? Who you talking about? Says Suzuki. I'm talking about Says Suzuki. We're talking about right now, right? So last 3 weeks, Says Suzuki, it'd be Suzuki for me. Takes so long to load up for. Why do that? 13 for 36, 3 bombs. Morel is gone. Amaya 8 for 16. Don't hit for a lot of power. Amaya don't hit for a lot of power, but he don't strike out. Amaya, I can see Amaya having an impact on this game if he's in the starting lineup by just not striking out. In a game with an over under 9.5, somebody that don't strike out hits, runs, and RBI opportunities right there. And Nico Horner, who's in the last 3 weeks played a lot, don't hit the ball much, but he's 10 for 40 with 11% K rate versus pitch mix. So Amaya don't strike out. Horner don't strike out. That's why it's important to know who's in the lineups when it's, you know what I'm saying, to see how these managers are thinking. We preparing ourselves. This right here, what I do every day is to prepare myself for when the lineups drop. I know right where I want to go, RBI spots, who I'm going to take and where. That's all this is. And to help people learn that, you know what I'm saying, and me possibly help me possibly learn something. But Suzuki looks like the overall bat for me in this game. Last 2 weeks, 7 for 18, 2 bombs, 3 extra base hits. So Suzuki, Fraley, uh, you look for people who don't strike out. Amaya, 5 for 11, 0% K rate. If he's in there, he can be of some value for a hit. Not a power guy. Patrick Wisdom, if he's in there, he's one swing away from a home run every day, all the time. Like one swing away, like type shit, right? So yeah, Suzuki, Hap, I would probably look at Hap for total bases. If I'm playing Hap, he can strike out. But if I'm playing Hap, I'm looking at him for hits, runs, and RBIs. Everybody in this game, I'm looking at him for hits, runs, and RBIs. Right? All the batters that I pointed out, we got a 9.5 overall total in Great American Ballpark. I like hits, runs, and RBIs for those guys, all the way up to home runs. Now, this game here in Seattle and Boston, right? So we already know, right? we already know we got Pavetta on the mound, right? And then we got Gilbert on the mound, right? So first and foremost, let's talk Seattle because we know we're supposed to take this K rate, right? But supposed to take the strikeout prop for Velen, right? But let's take a look at a few things real quick, right? Um, that's why sometimes, I mean, I still think he should get there, right? I still think he should get there. This Seattle team is striking out the most, right? In general, right? Number one team, we've been eating off them all year long. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. Last 30 days, Seattle, number one versus righties. Number one, right? Seattle. Last 14 days, they probably fell down to about number three or some shit. Who knows? Seattle, for the last 14 days, they 13th versus righties, right? 23%. Now, uh, last 30 days, right? Last 30 days, right hand pitching on the road. This is right hand pitching on the road. Seattle, number three in striking out, but slide on over here to the WRC Plus. They've been hitting. They've been hitting. Somehow, some way, they motherfuckers been hitting, right? Last 2 weeks on the road versus righties, Seattle striking percentage is only 79 plate appearances, 21% K rate with a 197 WRC plus. That's probably the highest WRC plus I've seen all this year, especially for them. But, but, um, yeah, Joe, yeah. Uh, you said for that Boston Seattle game, could happen for sure. You said Chicago too. You from Chicago? I'm from 59, Joe. Yeah. So at the end of the day, yeah, they've been going on the road lately and hitting, right? They've been going on the road lately and hitting. Now they have a Rose Arena, okay? They have a Rose Arena, but if you just want to look at in general numbers, yeah, general, if you want to go down, be detailed on the road, they have been hitting, right? Now we've seen Pavetta, like he was getting ready to have a field day, right? Versus Colorado, but Colorado, I tell you, Colorado at home is a different beast. Different beast. He had 6 Ks in like 2.1 innings, but they lit his ass up, right? Pavetta's got that shit. Speaking of Pavetta, let's take a look, right? Now, um, Pavetta will be at home. Uh, Pavetta will be at home, um, where he's got a 5.5 ERA on the road, 3.75. So he's shown the ability to get hit at home. Okay. Yeah, for sure, for sure. For sure. We already know the K shit is good to go. You got 31% K rate to lefties and 28% K rate varieties. But what I'm saying right now is if he don't get there, then this is why. Cause you know what I'm saying, they looking a little bit better on the road right now. Now, during the course, you got a we got a big season. It's over, what is it? Over 5,000 games or in the MLB games. They play 100 something, 60 something, some shit like that, right? So these teams, you never know, man. Seattle did the same shit last year. After the All Star break and stuff like that, their K rate got better because this is 2 years in a row. We've been eating off these motherfuckers strikeout props every 2 years in a row. So maybe they can turn it around. I don't know. 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 I know they have versus lefties. They turned it around versus lefties for sure. Now, look at that K rates, man. So at home versus righties, he's got a 35% K rate and a 36 to lefties. He's been lights out, man. He's been lights out in the strikeout department. He's been lights out in the strikeout department. Um, his pitching outs, Pavetta's pitching outs are sitting are interesting though. They're interesting. Interesting. His pitching outs are at 16 and a half, not 17 and a half. That's 17 and a half is 6 innings. 6 innings. They got his pitching outs at 16 and a half. That's interesting, right? We can take a look at his game logs. Um, so, 3 of his last 4 games, he went 6 innings or better. 2.2 innings versus Colorado, 6 Ks. He's about to drop 20 Ks on their ass. They lit him up. At Seattle, beginning of the season, gave him a sawbuck, 10 Ks. His outs, it's been all over the place all season long. Um, you would think his outs would be set at 17 and a half for him to go 6 innings. But hey, I've seen stranger things. Um, do I have love for that? Yeah, I got love for that. I got love for it. I got love for it. Right now, his strikeout prop, yes, like yeah, they just gonna have to crack me, right? Seattle gonna have to crack me, right? Yeah, right. They gonna have to crack me, right? And I ain't gonna put no whole lot on it, but they have to crack me. You know, so it just is what it is. I'll take an L. So, um, Boston been the best, like probably been the best team versus right hand pitching. Gilbert got Gilbert Gilbert got some shit on this. You know, he got to figure some shit out too because Boston, um, they are versus right hand pitching 11th in striking out with a 110 WRC plus over the course of the season. Boston versus right hand pitching last 30 days 24% K rate, but 143 WRC plus. That's great. That's great. Like they will strike out, but they will hit your ass too. So that's great. Um, last 2 weeks, Boston versus right hand pitching, 21% K rate, 134 WRC plus, 200 plate appearances. Right. So Gilbert, Gilbert has been a dog. Another guy that's been a dog. Right. Another guy that's been a dog. Um, yeah, I looked at Connor Wong. I looked at Duran. I looked at Devers. Devers and Duran, the ones who kind of look best good to me. Um, 2.8, 2.8 ERA at home, 2.5 ERA on the road. Um, 193 batting average and 188 batting average to lefties and righties. 26%, 24% K rate to lefties and righties. Will be on the road. What's worse, his worst split is on the road to lefties, and that's 238 batting average. So he's been good. He's been good. He's been good. You say, what up, boss? I combine your 3 hitters with mine, and guess who sold? Fucking Otani. That was on me, though. It happens to us all the time, man. I'm gonna run it back tonight with yours and a mix of mine. Yep, I'm gonna get to it in a second. So this guy's a good pitcher, man. He's a good pitcher, man, bro. He's a good pitcher. I don't know, man. Shit. Uh, Last time he got his ass really tore up, I remember that. He just couldn't versus Minnesota right here. And beginning of the season, I remember Minnesota was just whopping on his ass. I couldn't believe it. Then Houston, he gave up 4 runs. Then he gave up 4 runs to Baltimore. Like, hasn't faced Boston. Oh, he faced Boston in the beginning of the season with 7 innings. I probably won't put too much into that. 8 strikeouts. He's still a good pitcher. 7 innings. He hit his outs in 3 straight games. Like, he's still a good pitcher. I'm very, very undecided in this game. I seen somebody say they like the no runs first inning here. I could plug that in. I could plug that in and see what they do for you. Um, Nolan, Nick Pavetta, and Gilbert here. So Gilbert, last 2 months he's what 10-0 versus this number here. Uh, hasn't given up any runs in the first inning, right? Um, Nick Pavetta, he's 7-3 to this number. Last was this 2 months, and with the last game giving up runs in the first inning, that was versus Boston, right? So I mean Colorado and Colorado. So pretty decent numbers over the last 2 months for these two pitchers here. Logan Gilbert is 10-0, not giving up pitches in a game here. It is what it is, right? So me personally, what's the total here? We got an 8.5 total over here, right? I'm scared. I'm scared for both of these pitchers, truthfully. Let's get to the bats, right? That's for pitchers. Let's look at these Boston lefties right out the gate, because I know that's what people want to see. Let's look at these Boston lefties right out the gate, right? um, let's see. Let's see. Okay. So, uh, to lefties, over the course of the last 2 months, he's given up 3 bombs and 10 extra base hits. He's throwing that fastball, slider, splitter, cutter. So, I already had Devers and Duran written down. It was a little bit hard for me to decipher from a few things here. Um, just going over the pitch mix and putting in pitches and taking out pitches and shit like that. Excuse me. Um, but I landed on Devers and Duran. Um, Devers, it's 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 about time for him to take somebody deep, right? It's about time to take for him to take somebody deep. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes this motherfucker deep today. Versus pitch mix, he only got 15 plate appearances there. Duran's got more. Uh, mixing and matching, real quick here. I could take that cutter down. If I took that cutter down, Devers K rate goes up. Still got 4 home runs. So where does he get that home runs from? You know what though? Let me put that back up there. What was that cutter? Let me see. The average here. He's 10 for 15 versus this pitch mix. Um, Single on that cutter, fly out on that splitter, double on that splitter. The exit velo on shit was up, man. 113 exit velo on the hard ass hit single. 114 on Brady single bomb. That was back on the 14th. Home run. That was a slider. Um, Single on that back-to-back bombs. One on Luis Gil. 104 plate appearances on that one. 104 exit velo on that. 107 exit velo on this one here. That was a bomb. 106 on Cole. Single. 110. He loves Cole. 110. Ooh, on a fastball. Bomb. Damn. Like I don't know what Cole did. I don't know what Cole did to that man, but man, bro, he did not like Cole as he loved to see Cole coming. Man, he loved to see Cole coming. Yeah, so at the end of the day, and then the last week, he's 3 of 9. He's 3 or 4 versus those pitches. Like, I like him, man. It's a tough spot, just like Soto was a tough spot for Soto, but still, I like the numbers, right? Um, Everything looks good. Look at that exit velo, 102 over the course of a month. Isolated powers at 1,000. Fly ball over 40. Blind drive green. Hard hit 72%. 33 barrel. Like, yeah, man. I like it, man. I like it. I can bring it in a little bit. Last 3 weeks, Jared Duran is 7 for 14 versus this pitch mix with 12% K rate. The Sheeta, 5 for 16. Um, yeah, right. Mm. Devers, not a big sample size for Devers, though. Wasn't a big sample size for Devers. Last 2 weeks, Durant 3 for 9. So I was looking at Devers, man. Durant, honorable mention. Not gonna bet on all of them. I ain't gonna lie. Take a look at these righties here. I have written down. I know Devers and Durant. They looked okay versus the pitch mix. Um, Rafaela, O'Neal. O'Neal striking out, but if he get a hold to one, it's over, right? So yeah, O'Neal striking out like a motherfucker, right? But if he gets a hold to one, you can just about kiss it goodbye. You can see the barrel rate is up, line drive is up, fall fly ball is down, striking out percentage is up. OPS is up for Rafaela and O'Neal. Over the course of a month, there both of these guys got a bomb versus pitch mix. Over the month, there sometimes when Rafaela's in the lineup, he might be batting eighth, some shit like that. Good for a wraparound. Good for a wraparound. So uh, uh, over the course of 3 weeks, 9 for 24 Rafaela, 12% K rate. So keep an eye out if he's in the lineup. He could be somewhat of a value. Connor Wong, 3 for 16 in that aspect there. Was just pitch mix last 2 weeks. Rafaela 7 for 17. He's seen a lot of this pitch mix in the last 2 weeks. What I like about Rafaela is the low K rate for sure. Tyler O'Neill, last 2 weeks he's 3 of 5. Those two of those three was home run. But like I said, he will strike the fuck out, right? So you can look at him for bombs, whatever the case may be. I did take him that day in course, and he hit them double dome. They double dome for me, right? On the other side there, Seattle. Uh, Now they might not have it updated with Randy Rosarina. I had to go look at Randy Rosarina. I had to go back to Tampa Bay's side to look at him. He didn't look too, so I'll have to go back, right? Um, Nick Pavetta. Um, we'll look at the righties here. Over the course of the last month, you can see his numbers here: 29% K rate, but he's got a 287 batting average versus them, 40% hard rate. Isolated powers up at 221. Line drive percentage at 29%. He's throwing that fastball and sweeper, right? He makes it. These strikeout artists make it easy. They'll throw like two pitches. So look at all that shit, all that striking out. Damn, boy. Man, these motherfuckers strike out. Perfect pitcher, suspect. Big Bang. What's up, Big Bang? Yeah, so man, look at these motherfuckers. They strike out. Robles and Hannigan got 2 home runs. Not a big sample size, but boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, there's Randy and Rosarina right there. Man, that's crazy, man. Look at that strikeout. I don't even want to look at them no more, man. Straight up. They strike out too much. I don't want no parts of that shit. You steady striking out. I don't want no parts of that. I don't know. Let me look at these lefties, man. Straight up. Lefties, full yes, fastball and curveball. So let's look at the fastball first for these lefties. Oh, so Polanco, right? Polanco's, I think he's just getting back. I got real interest in Polanco. He's coming out hot, right? I've written him down. Polanco, and I have written him down. Polanco looked good. I mean, Especially versus that. I put both pitch mix up there. What was the fastball and the curveball? So he's 5 for 12 versus these. Will strike out, but man, he's just coming out hot. He's coming out hot right now. So see a lot of green there. He's making it work. 110 exit velo here, home run. Griffin Cannon, 99 exit velo, a bomb. 101 extra velo, single. 101 extra velo, double. 107 line out. 106 single, right? So he come out the gate hitting the ball pretty hard. You can see his exit velo right now over these course of the last. So I can bring it in for him. Let's see, because he's only been back for how long? He's been back. Probably been back for about 3 weeks, right? Let me see. Probably been back for a month. So at the end of the day, not a big sample size though. Not a big sample size for none of these guys. But like I said, he's. Let me see something. Let me see something. So lately, that's what it is. Lately, he's been hot. That's all that was. Last 4 weeks, he's been hot. Lately, he's been hot. And he probably don't play that much either. But lately, he's been hot. So we'll see. We'll see, right? He's honorable mention. Probably won't be looking out for them for about a hit or something like that because he would strike out. He would strike out, and that's just terrible, right? That's just terrible. All these strikeout. All these strikeout. Look at that. Fastball. Look at all these strikeouts. Take the fastball down and put, what was that? Curveball. He's throwing that curveball. They ain't seen that curveball that much, right? Let me plug up my light, bro. My light. My light just went out. Okay. Um, yeah. I ain't too much fond of these bats though. I ain't gonna lie. He said Randy looking like dog shit. All right, so strikeouts for me. Durant, Devers. I'll just leave it at Devers. At the end of the day, that's what it's gonna be, man. I'm gonna be looking at Devers for sure. I know for sure I'm gonna be looking at Devers, and try to narrow some of this shit down. Devers, Soto, Vladdy. I mean, I did have Rafaela down there. If Rafaela's gonna strike out, he's gonna be in the lineup. He's gonna be in the lineup. He might get a hit or something. Strikeouts, pitching outs. What's the over under here? 9. Hmm. Who's gonna put up all them runs? Let's see. Um, Pavetta pitching outs at 16 and a half. Gilbert is at 17 and a half in a parlay piece. I think he can go 6 innings, but man, he's been pitching good. He's been pitching good. I ain't even gonna lie. Minnesota Twins and New York Mets. We got an over under 8.5 in this one here. Uh, I ain't write nothing down for this one because I didn't really know what to do. Truthfully, which one, Perk? What you think? The Seattle game hits the under, or this Minnesota game hits the under? Quintana been okay. He's a lefty. I'll do this here. Uh, versus lefties. Minnesota been good, man. They've been good. They've been cracking the mess out of lefties. Let's see. Minnesota, 20% K rate, 119 WRC plus. Um, Um, last 30 days, Minnesota versus lefties. I mean, it's been they've been good. They've been good. I ain't gonna lie. Minnesota, Minnesota, 99 WRC plus. Seattle game hits the under. They striking out too much. Or you could probably you also got team total unders and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Seattle team total. That's interesting. Let me see. Good thing you pointed that out. Let's see what the team totals are. And okay. And then look at the lines fishy. Plus 100, minus 118. I was some fishy about that game. Let's take a look at the team totals here. Might be 4.5 apiece. No, team totals. Seattle probably gonna be 3.5. Let's see. Seattle, boom, 3.5. Red Sox, 3.5. Right. I hate when they do that shit. Because 3.5 and 3.5 do not equal 8.5. Right? So what the fuck? Both teams 3.5, and then the full game total is 8.5. Like that shit does not equal 8.5, bro. Like it doesn't. I hate when they do that. All right, back to where we were. And where we're okay, we were talking about the right. So this game here, I just don't know. Truthfully, I don't know, man. The Quintana somehow has been pitching good. Minnesota been good versus lefties. Um, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not a fucking pro. 22% K rate, 99 WRC plus, and then the last 2 weeks, Minnesota, what versus lefties, Minnesota, 97 WRC plus, no 103. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me to try to wreck my brain. I did look at the bats. Did I write anything down? Like I said, McNeil looked okay. But McNeil just like the fastball only. Then you catch some fastball pitcher, then yeah, McNeil is in play. I just when I looked at Minnesota, I was puzzled. Like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look at Minnesota. Maybe y'all can see something. I mean, there was green. There was green. Sometimes, and that's why I said if you got the, if sometimes, like I said, team totals. When I look at that shit and I can't find a bat, and I think they're gonna put up runs, I usually turn to team totals or something like that. And sometimes that shit don't pan out, right? Um, Quintana's throwing that sinker 53% of the time. Um, I'm about to check him out. I'm about to check him out right now. Royce is good just about anybody, man. He just ain't played that much. So his numbers gonna be screwed a little bit, man. Straight up. I can show you where I can look at Royce at. So right now, sinker in the slurve, right? Sinker in the slurve, lefties, left hand hitters. Right. I'm not even looking at the lefties. I just went on past the lefties. I ain't gonna lie. Um, I'm not betting on Kepler today. I'm gonna go straight to the righties here, which would be the curveball. No, he mixing it up a little bit versus the righties. Curveball, changeup, fastball, sinker. That's my top stuff. That's my top stuff, Mac. Y'all know where you been. That's my top bets, man. They're probably gonna be looking at my bets and stuff like that. I'll be putting them in the YouTube in the community section over there. I'll be taking motherfuckers with 10 and 8 and 9 strikeouts, man, and be cashing out. That's my favorite thing to bet on. It's my favorite thing to bet on. What would you referring to? Mackie, what you thinking? That's my number one bet. Strikeouts and pitching outs. Yeah, for sure. That's my number one. Shit, that's my number one. Probably my most profitable. Is pitching props in general. Pitching outs and pitching strikeouts. A lot of people don't bet pitching outs. I just don't understand. At the end of the day, though, so uh, Royce Lewis down here. So small sample size, man. You know what I'm saying? So you know what? We're gonna look at Royce Lewis here. Let's go over here, right? Let's go look at Royce Lewis. Let's go over here. First, this picture mix here. Let's go to Quintana here. Suspected batting average is 280 for Quintana, so meaning he's ERA is 4.3. Expected ERA is 4. No, he probably be teetering on getting his ass lit up. Um, versus right hand pitching here. Batters, I'm sorry. All season, 2024, all seasons, all seasons. Let's go to Royce Lewis, right? Let's go to Royce Lewis here. He's doing that. Okay. Curveball, four seamer, sinker. So the curveball, four seamer, sinker. He's all got a 270 batting average. Well, 250 on the curveball, I guess. He's given up on the season. Quintana's given up 2 home runs. He's pitching his worst to righties. So he's giving up 2 home runs on that curveball. He's throwing that 26% of the time. 4 home runs on that fastball. He's throwing that 24% of the time. 6 home runs on that sinker. He's throwing that 24% of the time. He's mixing it up. 1 home run on that changeup. He's mixing it up. Royce to lefties. Not a big sample size, right? You can go to Royce last year, and he's should definitely be the same person. Last year, he don't have that many. Man, not that many plate appearances, man. Averages look okay, but not that many plate appearances. Just not many. Not many plate appearances, man. For me to even decipher through that, he gets hurt a lot and all that. He's injury prone, so it's hard to. He's a beast though. So hopefully Minnesota don't pull that bullshit and sit Buxton and Royce again. They have to bubble wrap Buxton and Royce because they stay hot. They stay hurt, man. So they got to bubble wrap them. I took Richardson, Gilbert, Palente, Flexen, Eflin, and Spears on Prize Picks. You took all them. Hmm. Gilbert. You took all them for strikeouts, overs. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Interesting. But from this, looking at this right here, um, not a big sample size. Number one. Number two, it just didn't look sexy to me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff didn't look sexy to me. At the end of the day, it didn't look sexy to me, right? Over the course of a month versus these lefties here, it just didn't look sexy, right? I could push it out for 6 or 8 weeks, maybe 2 months, just to get a better look with a bigger sample size. So the all overs, okay, bet. 2 months to get a bigger sample size, just to see what was going on. These batters versus lefties here, but it's a lot of green there. But like I said, this is over the course of 2 months. Over the course of 4 months, it's they okay, right? They look they okay. I just don't know. I couldn't pinpoint exactly. Judging by all this here, I just don't know exactly who I want to fuck with. Truthfully, I'm telling you the truth, man. So I mean, Buxton, yeah. Royce Lewis, like just coming back, like yeah. But I mean, I can't have a play on everything, bro. I can't. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, whatever y'all want to do with it, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. On the Met side, I just got undecided. I'm not forcing nothing. And then we got the trade deadline over here and all this shit. So on the Met side here, it was the same old song. Uh, I can identify a few plays. Simeon Richardson has been great, right? Simeon Richardson. Let's take a look at Simeon Richardson. He's been good. SWR, Simeon Woods Richardson. He's been good, man. 3 ERA at home, 3 ERA on the road. Um, K percentage is 21% to lefties and righties. 202 to lefties, batting average 240 to righties, batting average. Like, where they at? At home, right? On the road, like, uh, on the road versus righties. I mean, he's got 270 batting average. If you want to, if you really want to, you know what I'm saying, nitpick at him, but you know, let's see. Um, he's mixing shit up, man. Damn, I don't like all them pitches. Get all them pitches, man. It's a lot of pitches to be even looking at. Slider and sinker, man. You know what? Let me see something. Yeah, no. I did right. I did right. Mm, how many pitches do I fucking got? How many pitches do I got pinned in here? Let me see. Okay, I didn't pin him. Samuel Woods Richardson. Okay. There, that's why. All right. Fastball, slider, changeup, curveball. Now, I know I had Iglesias in there. I can take that curveball down. So I know I had Iglesias in there over the course of the last month. He's got 3 home runs. The big thing for me is not striking out. So I had him penciled in. Don't know if I'll bet on him today, but I had him penciled in. JD Martinez, as of late, Vientos would strike out. JD Martinez would strike out. Vientos, I mean, Martinez as of late, his numbers look good as of late, right? So let me bring it in a little bit. Um, Martinez still got a high ass K rate. Tyrone Taylor does too. Vientos, he will strike out, but he looks okay. Last 2 weeks here. See what y'all done for me lately. And JD Martinez, over the last 2 weeks, K rate went down a little bit. 6 for 20. Pete, he's hit a bomb lately. Tyrone Taylor's strikeouts going up. Last week, JD Martinez, big sample size, 5 for 16 with a home run. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Then over the course of a month, you can look at somebody like Iglesias. I mean, he looks good versus the pitches, and 9 for 32, not big, but he had been hitting for power there. The exit velo is down. All that's down, but the strikeout rate really what caught my eye. For the lefties there, matter of fact, let me go back. Let me see. He's throwing that fastball 40% of the time. The top two pitches is the fastball and the slider. Let me take that changeup down. And then change it down. Okay. Glaciers. Okay. Take that slider down. So they all like the fastball for sure. Who doesn't like a good old fastball coming down the pipe, right? But that slider, they probably don't like that slider. right? The slider, they don't like that slider, right? They striking out from hell versus that slider. Iglesias still look like he don't strike out. All right, check those lefties out. Of course, Lindor probably gonna look good. So Lindor and Jeff McNeil was the only guys that I would recommend for because their strikeout percentage is down, and they're the only ones who've been doing something. So McNeil, he's 11 for 41 with 4 bombs. And that's like I said, I want to say that all those bombs came from fastballs. So I could take this. So McNeil, he's 7 for 25 versus that fastball over the course of the last month. Batting 280. His isolated power and exit velo looks good. Fly ball rate looks good. He's not striking out versus the fastball, and he's got 4 home runs versus that fastball. So just a mental note. If you got a fastball pitcher, whatever the case may be, Jeff McNeil out there, you can look for him to do good, right? Shit like that. Because if I take the fastball down for Jeff McNeil and put up anything else, like that slider he's throwing 30% of the time, he's gonna look ass, right? Um, just look ass. Jeff McNeil, 267, 15 4, whatever, right? K percentage is up though, but I guess whatever, right? Um, So yeah, Lindor and McNeil are the bats that I'm looking at there. McNeil's been, I mean, Lindor's been okay. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, if I don't have to get to any of those guys like Iglesias, McNeil, Lindor, and uh, 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 as of late, the last week, JD Martinez looked good, but he will strike out. But nothing really sexy. It's just a lot of undecidedness for me here there. It's a lot of undecidedness for me. Maybe a hit parlay. I could probably end up doing a hit parlay today and be done with this shit. Probably, I ain't gonna lie. But it's just not a super duper sexy game outside of the few strikeouts I took a stab at. This Atlanta game, I want to say this is a bullpen game here. Atlanta's bullpen pretty good there. I do like Azuna. I did have Azuna. This is where I probably went left off at last night. I do like Azuna here. I did have Azuna penciled in. I can see Azuna, hitting them, man. Whatever you want to look at, however you want to look at it. Colin Ray, I did have interest in Azuna right there, right? So just to try to make it, I can't leave out Rowley either. So Ozuna and Riley, over the course of a month, over this pitch mix, these guys got 4 and 5 home runs apiece. They will strike out. Where can I send you this pitcher strikeout list? That's my Twitter right there at Denzel1 right there at Denzel1. You'll see me on Twitter. You can DM me on Twitter if you want. Um, you'll see my logo up there, same shit. But yeah, at Denzel1. That's my Twitter right there, right here. Bam. If you want to send something to me, you can DM me right there. This what's up. Um, so they got a big hefty sample size, but like they've been striking out from hell versus righties, right? But I don't know. Let me see something here. That's 3 weeks here. Ozona's got 5 bombs the last 3 weeks. Austin Riley got 2 bombs with but Ozuna, this is what the last 3 weeks is really what I was looking at. Barrel percentage is up. 62 plate appearances. I'm talking about plate appearances. Hard hit percentage. Let me circle this one. 22% K rate. OPS isolated power is up. 92 velo is up. Last 3 weeks, man, and seeing what he's done. How those exit velo logs and things looks like versus righties. They strike out a lot though. Mm, Ground to double play, fly out right there, single right there, 100, 106 exit velos, single. Sonny Gray took him deep twice, 107 108, 431 and 421 feet, um, single, line out, fly out, 108 exit velo, 422 feet, bomb. Waldron, a bomb, 110 bomb, 108 and 110 singles, 110, 111 bomb, sack fly, 111, 105 bomb, right? So if I had to take one between him and Riley, it would be Azuna there. Just striking out, but I can look past that. Arsha and Duval been coming on the last 7 days. Arsha is 4 of 9 versus pitch mix. He hit a bomb, or Duval is 3 of 10, right? So no, Twitter, bro, Twitter, X, Instagram. I got the Instagram too. I got Instagram too. I got Instagram too, but X. So that's what I'm looking at there. Um, if I want to take a look at the righties there, it would be the lefties. Olsen, Olsen is trying to come along, but them was versus lefties though. We don't got that Twitter. Um, um, Instagram. You can look at me on Instagram on Dee Bets and DFS. I haven't posted that in a while, but Instagram. But you can hit me. Right there. You can DM me right here too. I used to drop my plays over here on Instagram a while ago, but I stopped. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to dropping plays on my Instagram, but right here, um, you can catch me right here. Instagram, D Bets and DFS. D Bets and DFS. DFS, you can DM me right there too. Right? So not too much, like I said, not too much looking at the lefties here. Mm. Or my Facebook page. You can get me on my Facebook page too. You ain't got my. That's why I drop a lot of my stuff at on my Facebook page, man. Let's see, Facebook. That's where I drop everything at. A lot of stuff at. I'm actually live on Facebook right now. Right here. That where you go. Right here. I'm streaming this on Facebook right now, as you can see right here. So that's where you can go to. Yeah, a little bit more active over here. Yeah, Facebook. Take me out there until I start back posting on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram though. Follow me on Instagram. I need them followers. Get them followers up. Cause I'm finna start posting over there a lot. I'm gonna start doing shorts and stuff. I got your Facebook. I just followed you on Instagram for sure. For sure. Single color fastball. Olsen, like, I don't want no parts of Olsen right now, man. Straight up, man. Not against righties. But he could be turning the corner right now, though. Straight up, he could. We'll see. I can't bet on him right now. And then it's Milwaukee, like, this will be a bullpen game, I want to say, or I don't know how long Holmes is going to go, but I didn't look at the Milwaukee bats. I'll take a rain check on that, or maybe when I'm at work, I'll take a look over them. But last three games here: Chicago White Sox, Kansas City Royals, um, over under 9. I expect runs. I actually expect. I think maybe the White Sox could probably put up some runs too. Let's take a look at some bats here. Let's keep it moving, right? Let's take a look at these White Sox bats here. Um, First of all, let's see. Marsh. Splits. He's got a 4.4 ERA at home, 5.1 ERA on the road. Marsh pitching his worst on the road there. 5 ERA. He faced his White Sox team one time. Um, Righties on the road, like whatever, right? So the power is there. 1.9 over the last 2 months, 1.95 home run per nine versus righties. Isolated power 230. Exit velo for the pitcher is 92. Hard hit is up close to 50. Whatever, right? Two bombs on that fastball, one on that slider, one on that sinker, one on that curveball over the course of the last 2 months. He's throwing that fastball, slider, sinker. And I must have looked at this shit last night and just said, I ain't writing down nobody straight up. But um, I mean, if he's giving up power to righties, then you got to think about. I ain't gonna say look at him, but you got to probably think about somebody like Luis Robert. You ain't got to play him though. He on the trading block too, man. Wouldn't be surprised that if these motherfuckers start getting traded as soon as I hey stop streaming. Uh, Last 2 weeks, Tommy Pham, like I don't I can't man I can't. I'm sorry man. Straight up, right now I'm gonna just slide over here to the Kansas City side of things here. Flexing, flexing. Cape Sanders is down. Hard hit is up. Fastball cutter, slider there. Two bombs on that fastball, which he's throwing 38% of the time. Salvy's got 3 bombs versus pitch mix. He will definitely strike out, but you can definitely look over that. Everybody looks good. What's the fucking team total here? It's probably 5.5. Kansas City team total 5.5. I knew that. Whatever. White Sox total runs. 3.5. Marsh can give up some runs here, man. He might look at the over here. Might give up some runs. 9 over. You can probably look at the over here. What about these lefties here? Let's see. So Bobby Witt, 460. It don't even matter. Bobby Witt is just Bobby Witt, right? Salvador Perez too, man. Hunter Renfro too. Let's bring it in a little bit. This is the game, another game for hits, runs, and RBIs. Keep an eye on the weather here. Damn, Hunter Renfro. Mm. Okay, Garcia. Last week. Green, man. Green. Traffic on the bases. Hits, runs, and RBIs. And I already know the lefties don't even strike out in general. I already know that. They left hand batters. Pasquantino and them. The motherfuckers don't strike out. Let me see. Fastball, cutter, changeup, curveball. We won't let you accept it. Let me see. I gotta accept you. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I gotta look into that. I don't know. You can go comment it on the. I don't know. Maybe post it under this post or something. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I gotta figure out why this shit's happening. Fastball, cutter, changeup. I threw a curveball. So I already know, like none of these guys really strike out. So like that just a lot of RBIs, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, running the score type of shit, man. Pasquantino's got a big hefty sample size, 17 of 48 versus pitch mix with a 17% K rate. I don't look at him for bombs or nothing like that. You know, getting on base, you know, runs, stuff like that, right? Scoring runs, you know what I'm saying? You know, stuff like that. You got guys hitting the ball, not striking out. That's just bad. Bodes well for for the opposing pitcher, and especially if he's trash. So, like I said, look at all this strikeout. Green, Isbell, Pasquantino. So look and see who's in the lineup. It is what it is. Who's that? Flexing. So flexing, right? Where do you want to tackle him at? Flexing. We want to target flexing. Okay, I see it. I see it right there. So he's got a 272 batting average to lefties in general. Home versus lefties, almost 300 batting average. So whatever, right? Oh, excuse me. Mm. So he just gave up 7 to them. And he gave up 3 the first time he faced them. He just gave up 7 to them. 1 home run, 7 Bobby went yard. Um, Marquel Garcia had a hit and 2 runs. Renfro had a run, a RBI. Pasquantino didn't do nothing. Furman hit his hits, runs, and RBIs. Salvi, they must have did some quick damage on his ass and got him up out of there. Flexen went 4.2, 4 hits, a home run, 7 earned runs, 5 walks. He had 5 walks. And that's comes from those motherfuckers not striking out, being patient. Like, yeah, right? 5 walks. The walks been there for him too. 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 5, 2. So yeah, them Kansas City bats. I'm be betting those boys for hits, runs, and RBIs. All that. I'm gonna take on a game like this. I might end up betting at least 4 players. I got it. I got it, Mackie. I end up at least betting 4 players. Like I'm probably like going over here to the righties. I'm probably gonna end up taking Bobby Witt hits, runs, and RBIs at 2.5. Probably take him hits, runs, and RBIs at 3.5. 2.5, 3.5. No, 3 on FanDuel. You can take them for 4. FanDuel lets you take them for 4. I don't know if I'll take them for a bomb. Maybe for a bomb. Uh, Probably 2 hits. Just a lot of shit, man. And maybe some hits, runs, and RBIs for like Renfro, and then lefties. Maybe some hits, runs, and RBIs for those guys as well, right? Probably. I'll probably take. I'll probably take. I don't know. Maybe Vinny hits, runs, and RBIs. Maybe, right? So it is what it is. And can't take you off the hits, runs. I mean, can't take you off the team total here either, right? Or a full game over. I expect the White Sox to put up some runs. Maybe I don't know how. So backs for me. I mean, Bobby Witt. At the end of the day, it's Bobby Witt. So Bobby Witt. Put them on your monster parlays or whatever the case you be doing. Y'all, I be doing them too. So Bobby Witt, lean over team totals and shit like that. I ain't too much look at this game right here, but schemes, strikeouts definitely play. Plus 140 though. I slid on the plus 140. Pitching outs for schemes. That's why I felt like it's probably gonna be some value there. I took his pitching outs at plus 140 here. Um, Now it's at a minus 110. That's quick. 18 and a half pitching outs there. Um, so um, the Astros, right? So the Astros lately versus right hand pitchers, let's say last 30 days, Houston Uh, not striking out much. 103 WRC plus. Last 14 days was what is when they didn't look extra good, right? So let's see. Last 14 days, they had a 25% K rate. They WRC plus is creep back up though. But I think uh, I don't know, man. I think he can go the distance. I do think he can hit his K's. So if he got his K's working, then it is what it is, right? Um, this is a hard. It wasn't that hard of a decision. It's just Skeens is the popular pick. You know, it's not like a pick that for me to be giving out or whatever the case may be. Everybody gonna probably play him on the side, no matter if they posting it or giving it out or whatever the case may be. I did see his strikeouts at 6.5, so they showing some love. It's been going between 6.5 and 7.5, so it's back up to 7.5. You get good plus money. It's favored to the under, right? But you know, I take a stab at this. I take a stab at the pitching outs. Instead of plus 112 over here, minus 110 on ESPN bet, plus 112 over here on DraftKings. You'll get it for the pitching outs. You'll get it for I think this was the highest one right here at let me see. No, minus 105. So the best number is on FanDuel right now. But ESPN bet, when it first dropped, it was juiced. I don't know. They might have made a mistake. They might have made a mistake. So I took a stab at that. Probably gonna take a stab at this case. Who knows, man? Maybe at a 7, and I hadn't even took his case. I had intentions on teasing it down anyway. So if I'm taking his case, I probably don't want to take none of the bats. You know. On the flip side, um, they got what's his name, Bloss coming out here, and I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of this kid here right now. I think he's got hitting up once in his. I think he only pitched like 3 games. Let me see, or I could be wrong. Shout out to Arrieta yesterday, last game. He got it in for me. Mm. So Bloss, it's only went 4 innings max. He gave up 4 runs versus Oakland. I'm just temper my expectations here. Maybe look at some bats, but I just don't know what to think of him right now. Right? I can take a look at. Let's see, Colorado, Pittsburgh, right? So versus right hand pitching, whatever it's worth. I ain't even gonna. I'm just taking his pitches. I ain't even gonna go off into that. Fastball, slider, sweeper. Mm-mm. Look at all this strikeout, man. What's this K's, man? This K's at 4.5. Hmm. Lefties probably be the ones though. Probably looking at some O'Neal Cruz home run type shit, man. Let's see. So I'm not messing with those. So he's throwing that fastball 50% of the time. Slider, cutter, curveball. So, don't know if O'Neal Cruz will be back. I think Johnson Winston got sent down. Rodney Tellez, none of these guys striking out versus this stuff here. So, it's going to be the left hand batters, right? Don't know if when Brian Reynolds is coming back. Rodney Tellez, O'Neal Cruz, big sample size. O'Neal Cruz only got one home run, but the exit velo, the isolated power looked good. Exit velo looked good at 98. Um, yeah, barrel percentage is up 60%. Hard, yeah, you probably could rack him up today. You probably could rack him up, man. He might take this boy deep today, man. Straight up. He just hit a home run though, didn't he? He hit a home run versus Brandon Fopp the other day. 115 exit velo. Wow. 472 feet. Crushed that motherfucker. Mm, okay. 115-mile exit velo force out. Wow. I'm gonna write O'Neal Cruz down, right? I'm gonna write O'Neal Cruz down. And if Brian Reynolds is back, I'm gonna write him down too. Okay. Yeah. O'Neal Cruz. Riley Tellez, I can't talk off Riley Tellez. Riley Tellez got power. He will take your ass deep. Riley Tellez. Last week, 7 days, O'Neal Cruz 4 for 12. Everything. I'm gonna roll with Cruz today. Okay. Cruz missile. All right. Some shape, form, or fashion. Hit all the way up to a home run. Mm. It's watching the Nationals game. I expect traffic on the bases here. Um, we got over on the 9 here. Now I got to look at the Arizona bats, right? Mm. So Mitchell Parker's got lefty splits. He's giving it up to. He is a lefty and he's giving it up to lefties. Throwing that fastball 50% of the time. He's got a 294 batting average towards lefties in general. On the road, 313 batting average versus lefties. He is a lefty. Marte will probably get on that right side, which doesn't matter because Marte's just good at baseball. Okay. So at the end of the day, him throwing that, what is he throwing? Right. So that doesn't bode well for him at the end of it. First off, he threw that fastball 50% of the time. And this is a good fastball hitting team. What about the righties? He's throwing a fastball to lefties and righties at 50% of the time. This team is a good fastball hitting team. If I could just filter it straight to fastballs, and that's what they do, right? So Thomas, he will strike out. Um, Corbin Carroll, Cattell Marte, most of these guys hit this fastball pretty well. Jock Peterson, um, oops, I'm sorry, he's a lefty. Let me reiterate that. I haven't seen many lefties. I haven't seen many lefties. That's what. Let me reiterate that. Um, I can go back though. When they do see lefties, they get them up out of there. Especially lefty on lefties, it's not ideal, right? But yeah, McCarthy, he's 9 for 13 over the course of the last few months versus that fastball alone, right? So keep an eye out if he's in the lineup or whatever the case may be with that. Um, but going back to throw the other pitches up there would be the slider and that curveball. McCarthy, like if he's in the lineup, you can take a look at him. Lately, he's been playing some ball. The righties, though, only a little small sample size last 4 weeks, but y'all get the drift, right? They pretty much green there. We know who these guys are versus righties. I mean lefties. They've been just that all season long. Push it out a little bit, bring it back. I could just filter straight to the fastball. So Uriel, Walker, and Suarez over 6 weeks, they've been striking out. Marte, Marte looks good. Hasn't took one deep and a fastball deep in a while, but this is just a straight fastball right here, which he's throwing 50% of the time. Uh, so, like I said, they don't see many lefties, but they hit them right. They hit them pretty well. They hit them. What's the next pitch he's throwing? Would be that curveball, 27% of the time. Let's take a look at that. Not enough sample size to go off anything there. How about last 2 months? Not enough sample size to go off anything there, right? So, um, just to give you a brief, let's see, 128 WRC plus last 30 days versus lefties and 300 plate appearances. So not many plate appearances, but yeah, right. You get it. They hit them. They hit them. Last 2 weeks, how many they seen them? Let me see. Last 2 weeks, AZ 97 WRC plus. So I guess only 125 plate appearances. I'm gonna like them. I'm gonna like them. Cattell Marte, hits, runs, and IBIs. I'm just gonna like him, man. Cattell Marte probably gonna be my favorite bat there, right? And I'm gonna just leave it at that. A lot of bats there though to look at. A lot of bats there to look at. Take a look at the team total here. Arizona 4.5, 128. Washington is 3.5, 138. Speaking of Washington, let's take a quick dive over the Montgomery has been terrible, man. Straight up, Montgomery's been terrible. Wouldn't be surprised if this game went uh, over here. Uh, Montgomery's been terrible. Um, Look at all that. K percent is down. Batting average 360 versus righties. Hard hit is up. Line drive is up. Just so. I was looking at Lane Thomas. I mean, whenever I think about lefties, I do think about Lane Thomas. But you got people like uh, CJ Abrams who's got lefty lefty split. So, I'm saying weeks, 3 weeks. Juan Juan Yepes, he's been looking okay. Lane Thomas, those two guys don't strike out. I wouldn't mind looking at Yepes and Lane Thomas here. Henry Ramirez, whatever, you know. But yeah, Lane Thomas and Yepes for sure. On the lefties here, um, the hard hit is up for him on lefties. He's pitching a little bit better than lefties than he does righties, but the hard hit percentage is up. Sinker, curveball, fastball, shit like that. I'm pretty much. I ain't gonna say I'm done with CJ, but CJ let me down in some really, really good spots here, man. Straight up, he let me down in some really good spots. You know, certain bats gonna get a bump though because the pitching is bad. On paper, they just don't look that good right now. But them bats probably gonna get a bump because the pitching is bad. You know what I'm saying? But Thomas, let me write down because I'm considering Thomas, Lane Thomas, and Yepes. Okay, that's what I'm considering that. That's it, man. That is it. Not my favorite slate today. I don't like today. I don't like today. Oh, you know what? There was another game that I didn't look at. That was um, the St. Louis game. Um, so Palante, you know what? It was the lefties, right? It was Marcus Semien and then the lefties, right? Palante. So Pistons worse at home. It was Palante. So his pitching is worse to righties, right? He's got 322 batting average to righties at home, rather. Um, Not a big strikeout guy. Strikeout's been fake decent as of late. So his pitching is worse to righties. And then you got somebody like Seaman, he don't strike out, right? So Seaman is definitely going to be in play here. But the Texas bats, the lefties, they looked, the lefties, they don't strike out either, right? So let me get this pitch mix up here. fastball a lot, right? 72% of the time followed by the curve, knuckle curve, right? He's only throwing 2 pitches versus lefties here. 3 extra base hits, 1 home run on that there. Uh, so 72% of the time, man, for the fastball, that's a lot, man. So over the course of a month, strikeout percentages look okay. Not thinking about Robbie Gross or whatever the case may be. Corey Seager, he's 6 for 15 versus these 2 pitches here. They don't strike out much here. Okay, they don't. Corey Seager, 1,000 OPS, 375 isolated power, exit velo 99, 100 exit velo there, right? Um, Let me write Corey Seager down. He's a home run candidate, even though he's only got 1 home run. But the scouting report is out. If you're throwing fastballs, that's it. Like the knuckle curve, don't nobody see that. Numbers probably don't change on the knuckle curve. I'll take that shit down. That shit don't even tell nobody hit that. So he probably decent with it, though. He probably decent with it, but he's throwing the fastball 70 something percent of the time, man. So, and then like I said, I mean, Tavares, Lowe, Smith, it is what it is, right? But him personally, he's pitching his worst to righties, right? So, taking a look at what he's throwing to right hand batters is so he's mixing it up a little bit versus righties. Uh, Sinker, fastball, slider. Let's see, slider, fastball, sinker. Simeon, he'll probably be the guy there. So he's 14 to 47 versus his pitch mix with a 14% K rate. That's pretty good there. 2 bombs, 3 extra base hits over the course of a month. Bring it in a little bit. Plus he's probably heating up as of late. 11 for 32, 344 batting average. K percentages go down just a smidget. So yeah, 2 weeks for him. Um, 4 of 7. So I mean, I guess. I mean, Simeon, I write him down just just for the sake of being in that offense and being able to mix in with those lefties. Westberg didn't really look at him like that. The second game I couldn't talk you off anything. Second game I couldn't talk you off anything, right? I'll be looking at. I like pretty much probably like all bats in the second game. First game, not really. I'm not really. I'm not. I like. I was so undecided. I mean, I liked Gunner. Um, Vladdy was my guy. Um, and those righties, right? Those righties, they hit that sinker for Zach Eflin's. They hit those sinkers, that sinker really good, and he's throwing that sinker like 45% of the time. So I was a little bit more focused on Vladdy and the right-handers for Toronto in that first game. So yeah, lefties with a little sprinkle of Simeon in this game. Pause. At the end of the day, that's what I'm looking at, though, man. I didn't even look at the St. Louis side. I didn't even look at the St. Louis side. I ain't gonna lie. Let's take a quick look, real quick. We got St. Louis. We got Eovaldi on the mound. Uh, St. Louis. Eovaldi. His last 2 months looks pretty good. But he's got 5 extra base hits and 5 home runs versus righties. Um, Last 2 months. Still, fastball 40% of the time. Shout out to Goldie yesterday, man. Straight up. Bang. And Wilson Contreras, man, that lefty, man, he got that lefty went down. So I said that. I said that, man. Hmm. Wilson Contreras. He's got 4 home runs and 5 extra base hits on his pitch mix here. 99 extra velo, 419 isolated power. The power is still there for Goldsmith as well. The isolated power and Arenado as well. But Goldie's got his barrel percentage is up and 52 hard hit. Now, if I'm looking for home runs or something, I'll be looking at those two for sure. Arenado was pretty good at baseball. You know what I'm saying? So he just knows how to lift one out. Wilson Contreras looked pretty good overall. Outside that 25% K rate for him and that 31 for Goldie, but it might get a little bit better though because they have been playing a little bit better. So they, Goldsmith, damn, his strikeout percentage went up a little bit more, but um, isolated power was looking good all the way through. Mm-hmm. Last 2 weeks here, Goldsmith is emerging the last 2 weeks, still striking out a lot. 2 bombs the last 2 weeks. Last week he's 3 for 8 versus pitch mix with a bomb. So ever since they put him in that 7 hole down there, I know he was like, what the, y'all put me down here in the 7 hole for, right? Snap. Take a look at, take a look at them lefties, right? He's doing the same thing. Um, Burleson, over the course of a month, got 3 bombs versus this pitch mix with 11% K rate. Burleson, 10 for 31. Burleson, low K rate for him and Donovan. Burleson, barrel ain't there, but, you know, sometimes we can look past that. What's this? 7 for 20. Burleson. Valdi. 4.5 ERA on the road. 24-25. What about away? 23% on the road versus lefties. That's where he's pitching his worst. In general, he's pitching his worst versus lefties. 1.1 home run per night. He will give up a bomb. He's got a 340 batting average versus lefties on the road. Mm, no home run there. Gave up 2 home runs to Milwaukee. I wonder who that was. Um, he's given up a home run to Seattle. Must have been a lefty. Atlanta, no home runs there. Alvarez probably got him right here. Let me see something here. Who's been giving up home runs for Alvarez? Altuve, lead off joint. Altuve, 2 bombs. It must be his daddy. Altuve. Oh, shit. Arizona. I want to see who this home run was right here versus Texas. If this was Altuve again right here, that's definitely going to be his father. Nope. Mm. Who did he get that home run up to? Don't even show. Okay. Oh, because he didn't give up a home run. That's why. Milwaukee. Who was that? Bowers. Trurio. Okay. All right. Well, over under 8.5 in this spot. St. Louis. I don't know the way where this line opened up and where it's moving to, but it's a minus 112 and a minus 104. It's gonna be an interesting game right here. Hmm. Milwaukee is definitely better at home. I would, if I'm looking at least for hits, I would look at Burleson. And those righties are kind of hard to tell. You know what I'm saying? Kind of hard to tell because they all flashing at certain moments, right? But shit, Golden. Oh man, these righties look like they're trying to hit for power right now. You got a 94. Ball Goldsmith is trying to come around. Wilson Contreras is trying to come around too, bro. Like Wilson Contreras, I like him, uh, especially from the 290 average. Boss Goldsmith and Arenado, just if you're looking for some power or something like that from Goldsmith, then okay, that's fine. Finesse, Arenado can't hit a bomb, and then but I probably would look at him more for like a hit. I ain't even gonna lie, right? So Contreras and Goldie for bombs. If you just want to looking for some home runs, I could be wrong, but that's what the numbers say, right? So it is what it is, fam. It is what it is. It is what it is. Talk through that slate. Now I gotta wait for the lineups to be put out here. One of these lineups should be out. Let's see. Both lineups are out for the first game. So Causa, hmm, Horwitz, Springer didn't play yesterday. Okay. So Horwitz, Vladdy, Turner, Varsho, he's got a home run in 2 games straight. Kirk looked good. Schneid, Clement, all those guys look good. Oh, so see, that's what I be saying. With these, with these double headers, see, they're gonna switch the pitcher now. Because it was, they didn't switch the pitcher now. It was Eovaldi. I mean, Eflin. I see Eflin right here. Over here on the lineup page, I see Povich. Let me see. That's why I should have skipped over that fucking game, man. The double header is so weird. I still see Eflin right here. What am I seeing on ESPN? Rodriguez and Eflin. So I guess it is Eflin. So what I was looking at, now I told y'all, I don't know if it's gonna come to fruition, but I'm telling you, Toronto, let's see. He's throwing that sinker 42% of the time. Eflin. So, looking at that sinker over the last, this is just a sinker by itself, right? They're not hitting home runs off of it. They haven't. All this is green in the strikeout category. And Vladdy, he's 3 for 13. But uh, Kirk, 9 for 19. Clement, 6 for 16. Turner, 6 for 16. This is all versus one pitch. Looking at the lineups now, where was Springer at? Did they show Springer? Springer is not. It's only 2 for 11, right? Still not striking out. So, looking at the lineup, Vladdy and Springer. Of course, anything can happen, but these two guys, batting average is kind of low, right? Vladdy and Springer. But sometimes you see the back of the lineup start getting acting up. So Vladdy and Springer, the first two. Then you get value on shit like this. Let's say they run it up. They run it up on them. And the back of the lineup just start balling. You got Kurt looked good. Um, Kurt was at the top, Ernie Clement and Justin Turner, right? That's like um, Justin Turner, Kirk, Ernie Clement, right? Those guys, the fourth to the eighth and the ninth and shit, right? So they say that back at the end of the lineup start acting bad. You can start getting like look at the batting props for instance. You can start getting RBI, so it's locked. Like I don't know what they're gonna be doing, man. I don't know what they're gonna be doing. So it might be a pitching change here. It might. They don't know what they want to do, right? RBI. So so for the back end guys, Justin Turner one RBI is 180. Um, Kirk one RBI is 200. Clement one RBI is 200. Um, two RBIs. I like the bet. Um, Justin Turner two RBIs is 700. Um, Kirk two RBIs is 800. Um, Clement 800. Like, not saying this shit gonna happen, but it's more than one way to skin a cat, right? You look at some of these games that have traffic on the bases. Um, let me see, right? Let's see, 28th yesterday, right? Uh so we can look at the Baltimore game, right? Look at the Baltimore. You know how these teams score. You know what I'm saying? So look at the Baltimore side, right? Mullins had two RBIs. Mountcastle had four, right? It's just you look at Bogarts, who I was on yesterday. I was on Bogarts yesterday, and he ain't been striking out, man. So I didn't have him for no home run, no, but he hit the 6 runs and RBIs for me. Um, he had two RBIs, one RBI back in for Kim. You know what I'm saying? Then you know why I bet they're hitting RBI runs and RBIs prop. I bet that when I expect traffic on the bases, I bet that shit anyway. Most of the time, the bets they're coming out at 1.5. So the starters like Reyes hit his 1.5, 2 hits. Profile didn't get there. I was on him. I took an L. I wasn't on Cronenworth. I was on uh, Machado. I took him for 3, and I took an L. Bogarts, he cashed for me. Merrill cashed it. Peralta cashed his, and he had two runs and 2 hits. This team was only 1.5. Hassan Kim cashed his, right? Santander cashed his 1.5 on just 2 runs, not even a hit. Causa, a hit and a run. He cashed his. Henderson, I took him for 3. He cashed his. O'Hearn, I didn't even bet on him. He cashed his. Adley wasn't in the lineup. Mountcastle cashed his. Westberg did not. Mullins did. You know what I'm saying? Mostly all the. That's how I end. I'll bet. I'll bet 5 from this game and 5 from this game, or three from this game and three batters from this game. They hit runs and RBIs. We just got to know if how if the traffic gonna be on the bases. All those batters that you like, instead of me betting, instead of me betting or taking them for a hit, I'll take them for a hit runs and RBIs, which will probably be like 110, 120. That allows me to bet them straight. That allows me to bet them straight. It's not even that much of a risk if you're picking the right batters and the right atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Where runs are expected to be put up in. And if you see, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I bet a lot of hits, runs, and RBIs, man. I bet a lot of them. I bet a lot of them. If you used to like look at, let me see, if you used to like like look at my community section and like some of the wins, like let's see, like you can't see it good enough on here. Maybe if I looked on Facebook, if I looked on Facebook and showed you. I didn't post on Facebook though yesterday. Let's see. Go over here to my page and see what I've been. So, instance here. Yeah, so I mean, those are a lot of stress. So like this is a three hits, runs, and RBIs, a plus 130. Soto, three hits, runs, and RBIs, plus 105. Marte, a bomb. Shit like this, man. Profile, hits, runs, and RBIs, three, plus 175. Uh, Even on ESPN bet, Judge, hits, runs, and RBIs. Duran, hits, runs, and RBIs. O'Neal, hits, runs, and RBIs. Soto, hits, runs, and RBIs. See, like, this is all within one game. Like, take a game, what you like, bet on it. You know what I'm saying? Bankroll builders, hits. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of this stuff, you know, this one here, Lawrence Butler hits, runs, and RBIs, 1.5, right? 2.5 for Ketel Marte, 1.5 for Corbin Carroll, 1.5 for Perdomo, 1.5 for a home run right here for Ketel Marte. Whatever I like, I'm just going in on it. You know what I'm saying? And his runs and RBIs are like within the floor, of the game. You know what I'm saying? So I had some monster ones where recently. Like this right here, this was some monsters here. Outliers. When I took Kyle Harrison for 8 strikeouts, 2 RBIs for Ramos, 2 RBIs for Fitzgerald, and 2 RBIs for Soler. That was a 55,000 odds. 25,000 odds. 2 RBIs, 2 RBIs, 2 RBIs. You see what I'm saying? Just within the floor of the game. Home run within the floor of the game. You know what I'm saying? I got lucky, of course. This is a parlay. Hits, runs, and RBIs. Hits, runs, and RBIs. All these are 1.5s, right? Ramos, Rooker, Contreras, Santander, Buxton. You see what I'm saying? So everything's just within the floor of the game most of the time. That's why I take time and I go through these games. Pre-flop. Then when I go through the games pre-flop, then when I get to work and shit like that, I already know. I'm just waiting on lineups to come out to see how I'm gonna construct shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little bit of how I do things. Uh, so right now, I don't know why I see Povich here, and I see. Uh, Let me refresh this. Make sure this is still Eflin. Still Eflin. So where was I at with that? I was saying, that was just one pitch there. You know what I'm saying? Some of these batters, the back end batters are good versus this pitch, right? And then if I throw the rest of the pitch mix up there, all these bits and pieces and shit, I can change the fastball down. He ain't even really throwing that fastball like that. Cutter, sinker, splitter. He ain't even throwing the sinker. He is throwing the sinker. Tripping. So, the rest of the pitches, if I take the cutter down now, no, I take the sinker down now. Not many plate appearances. Not many plate appearances. But Vladdy, right? Vladdy don't hit that sinker good, but he hitting everything else. So it is what it is, right? The lefties, if you want to take a look at those lefties again, um, since this game getting ready to come on soon, he's throwing the cutter to lefties as well. He's also throwing a fastball to lefties. So Spencer Horwitz, right? He's got a 13% K rate. He's lodged into that. He's 11 for 33. He's lodged into that what second or third hole right there, right there. He's lodged in right there, right? Not striking out. He's the guy that gets on maybe Justin Turner. I mean, maybe Vladdy or Justin Turner bring him in if he can get on. Shit like that. Springer, shit like that. But so looking at the pitches there, like I said, Varsho, he's got I think he's got a 2 home run streak, game streak. She will strike out though. Bringing it in a little bit. Let's see, 3 weeks. Forwards, 2 weeks, 8. So, you know, righties for me. Not the sexiest game though. I don't know. I don't know, man. Not the sexiest game. Not the sexiest. Let me take one more look here. I might do a same game parlay for this game here. So this Nick Yariel, he's on a pitch count, right? Toronto pitcher. Um, he's pitching his best to lefties, right? Hasn't given up a bomb. Hasn't given up a bomb. He's throwing a fastball predominantly, 57%. Um, Santander and a few of these guys will strike out. Um, who they got up there? Colton Cowser, Santander, Gunner, right? Mountcastle. So, uh, Colton Cowser, why is he leading off? Let me add in the rest of these pitches. Split curveball. Hmm. Colton Cowser will strike out. He's 7 for 20 last few weeks. So he's been hot lately. He's got the hot hand lately. Last 2 weeks, this is what it's been looking like. Small sample sizes, but this is what it's been looking like for sure. For sure. Last 2 weeks, Colton Cow's been kind of hot. He's got the biggest sample size, 7 for 18 versus his pitch mix. He's looking good the last 2 weeks. Strikeout 25%, will strikeout. K percentage is moving up a little bit, but last 2 weeks. Last week, he's 5 for 12 versus his pitch mix. Batting average at 400. 5 for 12. That's why. Last 2 weeks, last 2 weeks looks okay. And then remember, Yariel, like I said, he's only pitching like 80 pitches, whatever the case may be, but versus lefties, he looked good. Okay, on the road, he's at home, right? Yeah, he's at home. He's on the road right now, so he's got a 4.4 ERA on the road. Um, he's got a 1.62 batting average versus lefties. On the road versus lefties, 175. Righties, he got 250 batting average. 25% K rate to lefties and righties in general. Hmm. He's got a four seamer slide and a sinker. Jordan Westberg is 9 for 40 to that shit. Like last week, I guess, whatever. Meh. Let me see something. Causa. Colton Causa at home versus. So he only gonna see righties. Mm, mm. He will strike out over the course of the season. Mm. Weird game for me. This is a weird game for me. Gunner's got a 300 batting average at home versus righties. 289 isolated power. Probably one of his best splits at home and on the road versus righties. 165 WL plays, 176 WRC plus. So I guess, I don't know what's gonna happen, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't. I don't know. Excuse me. One more look at these team totals and I'm out of here. Uh, so I have Vladdy, Soto, Vladdy, Soto, Devers. I like Polanco. I really do like Polanco. Um, Ozuna, Seager, Cruz, Bobby Witt, Suzuki, Seiya Suzuki. Those are guys I really, really like. Um, Michael Bush, get a bump. Hap, if he gets a hold to it, is gone. Ellie De La Cruz, I gotta circle Ellie De La Cruz. He might strike the fuck out. I'm gonna circle him though. Uh, Flaherty is a parlay piece for his pitching outs. Um, Jake Fraley, New York Yankees lefties and righties good versus right hand pitching. Matt Vierland got two bombs off of Bybee. Keith, him and Matt Vierland, they don't strike out. Uh, I mean, Duran, I got him in there, you know, just for maybe hit something like that. Rafaela don't strike out, so you can look at him for a hit or something. Polanco, just as of late, has been on fire. As the veto laws look great. Um, Seattle, keep in mind, Seattle lately been on the road. WRC plus been up. If you're looking at strikeouts and you're just iffy, Seattle been lately been good. McNeil, strikeout candidate, right? I mean, a fastball guy. Few guys from that. I mean, lately, I mean, let me see, McNeil, Iglesias, and Lindor. Those guys could be in play here. I probably won't get to them, right? Texas, left hand batters not striking out. Palante, he's pitching his worst versus righties. That puts um, Marcus Semien in play, which Marcus Semien don't strike out. Ozuna, Seager, Bobby Witt, the lefties don't strike out. I expect traffic to be on the bases in that on the Kansas City side. Cruz, ex Velo been looking great. You can look at him to hit the ball pretty hard here, right? Lane Thomas and Yepez for Washington. Those guys I would consider in hits or whatever the case may be. Um, Contreras, his average is going up. Power is there. Goldie, the power is there. Arenado can finesse something, right? Burleson on the left hand side if you're looking for a lefty batter uh, on the St. Louis side. All right, so that's what I'm looking at right there. I'm gonna get out of here. Everything pretty much I know everything by heart now, so I'm pretty much good. And keep in mind, this first game is coming. The second game is where I'm gonna like the batters on both sides for sure for this Toronto game. The second game, right? So I want to see what's gonna be happening in the second game. Who's gonna be starting? Then you know what I'm saying. We're gonna work with it from there. All right. Peace out. Peace.